have a silver spoon? Because I'm like, bro.
Food every day? You truly think kids know what the resources are? Like, what are we talking about, man?
What are we talking about?
Day-to-day is, man, but maybe there's meetings or like ways that teachers can express this to children to like educate them on.
Steven, you about to piss me off, bro.
Light nigga, dog nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, po nigga, house nigga, field nigga.
Still jigger. We still jigger. All right, let me get this stuff started and on the road as we're here with the live Couch Gang reaction. And we just gonna hop right into some Stevie Knight versus ABBA, the debate that happened about 2 weeks ago, it looks like here. Now, you know, I was in and out of this thing for a little bit, and I see Stevie got the cowboy hat on, so we the cowboy hat boys today. We the cowboy hat boys, but am I gonna be on some cowboy hat bullshit today? I don't know, but I guess he has a debate with a brother named ABBA. I'm not too familiar with him, but I'm gonna get familiar now. I don't know exactly what his channel is about, but I know based off of how Stevie has been the last, month or so, it feels like at this point that he's just been he's been on his real what he say he don't like being called conservative type of vibe lately. He's been name calling, he's been generalizing, he's been kind of doing a little bit of everything, but just letting people just have their own opinions. I thought this is what this was all about. This is not what homie would want, but we gonna hop right into this, dog. This is the Couch Gang. It's the Couch Gang hour. We about to see what Stevie Knight and the brother ABBA's talking about. Shout out to both these brothers. There's no disrespect on their platform. Well, I don't know ABBA, so it's not even about that. But I heard Stevie was getting cooked on this, man, and I gotta play catch up. So we about to just hop right into this. I gotta see what's going on, what's been happening out in the universe, man. We the Cowboy Hat Boys, man. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. If you lurking and smirking, you already know the vibes, man. You already know the vibes. I told you he's gonna come in. So let's see what Stevie got to say, dog. Is Stevie still Stevie, or is he on his cowboy shit today? Let's see. How do? Let's get it.
Our video, and you had some critiques for it. So yeah, let me know what you think we was getting wrong in regards to how we handled this Charlie Kirk situation.
Well, I want to keep what I felt was wrong towards the end. But leading up to that, I just think it's differing in opinions, which is fine. That's what we're here for, man. But I think if I can recall correctly, the beginning of it, it was more like you were talking about how the right wants to, or we need to tone it down. Or I don't want to say we, right?
Say we, dog.
Focusing on the right versus
say
the
we.
left. You know what I mean?
You a part of that over there, dog. Just say we, bruh.
And
what you've been doing.
Way about, I'm assuming what your intent was, is focus on the right. Now we need to tone it down, and we're doing the same. And we're doing the same thing that the left was doing, bro. And
which is facts. You know what I'm saying? We've been screaming that on this channel for a long time, and it's funny how my man's been doing the same thing. He's been finger pointing and saying what the left and the demons and the thugs and the devils and all those people need to do. So we forget that both sides do the same things. It just depends on who has it at the time. That's what he's feeling and realizing. Oh, it's already starting early, huh?
With you, as far as this whole situation, is that I don't think anything should be toned down if we're highlighting, if we're focusing on the right people. You know what I'm saying? I think that the right versus left is being overhyped, which makes sense because we're divisive as hell in society, man. But the demon,
which I hate hearing this because he plays a big part of that himself. You know what I'm saying? By like pushing the narratives that he's pushing and saying the things that he's saying, which he just said we don't need to tone it down. He's getting stuck in his own, like, he's claiming it. We. He tried to act like he didn't want to claim it, but he's leaning into it now.
Demons are demoning. You know what I mean? And
demons is demoning.
Right or left, I feel like these people need to be held accountable, and we need to zero in on these individuals. And I don't think a toning down at all will work, given the climate.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say I felt some type of way at the beginning when we're focusing on, like, the emphasis of your video was to highlight Charlie, and then you were trying to compare it to other things that may have happened that were similar.
Sure.
And I think that's taking attention away from the elephant in the room, which is Charlie Kirk situation, which we never had a situation like this happen ever, because of the social media and the fact that everyone was.
What does he mean we haven't had a situation like that happen ever? Like, we've had plenty of people kind of, run into these issues before. We gonna try to keep our language a little different today, but and neutral and stuff. But like, we've seen this stuff before. Only thing that's kind of different is that we have this access to all this stuff online and the videos and stuff, and it sparks the conversation. But even in general, we've seen plenty of people, even to flip it, we've seen this stuff time and time again. Like, we're desensitized as a society when it comes to this stuff. That's where I'm at with that.
I was able to see it. You know what I'm saying? And that makes the situation a whole lot different than anything that's happened in the past as far as a murder of this magnitude.
I disagree strongly. I strongly disagree, because the only thing is, like, yes, we saw a man get assassinated, but we've seen plenty of people and plenty of crazy things online. And if this is the tipping point, that's where I think people are feeling away as well too. And I think that's the point that Stevie is failing to realize as well. It seems like, as he's already into this.
It seems that you were minimizing the impact of what happened to Charlie.
Okay.
What's minimizing? I can't wait to hear this.
No, go for it. If you're
So I feel like I gotta know what Abba's been saying, but they both kind of posted this video. But I guess he's gonna explain his insight on his side on what he's been saying, because I've been listening to what Stevie's been saying the whole time. So Abba's input is new to me, but once again, I wasn't really trying to dig too much into this. It just happened to be, this is Stevie things right now, because I really keep up with Stevie and his reactions and stuff like that. So, once again, respect to the brother's channel and his music, but he's been real shaky lately. It's been a shaky situation with Stevie.
On this one, I just didn't want to move from this topic, but
I don't want to roll out like 10 things and have you.
Yeah. It's always better to go point by point. I think so.
Yeah, maybe we should go one for one.
Yeah.
So, it felt like, from my end, it felt like it was a right versus left type of thing, and from how you were describing it, right's doing this, the left's doing this, and you're saying it's hypocritical of the right to be complaining about the same things that the left is doing, or what the right is implying that we're doing. And to me, it shouldn't be about that. It should be about, we isolate, the evil, the degenerate shit that's going on. And when we try,
I need to know what this evil and good versus evil shit that we talking about right now too, because we hide behind that categorization right now too. I ain't gonna lie.
To minimize or just bring up the comparison between Charlie Kirk and everything else, it minimizes the tragedy that everyone just witnessed and like the impact it had on everyone, man. So I feel like it's deflecting from it, and it's like Charlie Kirk, his tragedy was important, but other things has happened, and the right was doing the same thing. So it's kind of like, it is to me, it's minimizing, what happened.
So I feel like Stevie's whole point is that my man's been trying to make it seem like people don't care, and if they don't, then like let them be. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their right to feel how they want to feel. Like, Stevie's been on his like telling people how to feel shit and generalizing people throughout this whole thing, and that's what's been crazy to watch. It's like nobody's minimizing nothing. I mean, if you go on the same side, it's like things have been minimized the entire time. Like, it just depends on who's feeling what. Like, we pick and choose when we care about things. Like, there's this thing in the universe called fake caring, and I don't know if this is what homie's been doing, but it feels like that's what's been happening though.
Got you. So I think there's 2 points in there. One being the hyper focusing on right versus left. You felt like we did that too much. And the second part is minimizing Charlie Dess's murder. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. So just to go to the first point, I did have that in my notes. I think in your video at around 2-minute mark, you said that I was minimizing Charlie Kirk's murder by comparing it to other political violences or like contextualizing it in the way that I was doing.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm minimizing it. I disagree with that characterization for a few reasons. I think it's natural when someone dies that we try to understand why. That's why people love murder mystery. That's why people,
Fair point.
every time someone dies, they want to know who the perpetrator is. They want to know who their motivations are.
Who done it?
Because murder is generally something that we see as incredibly heinous. And so understanding what led to that is always important. When I'm not comparing, this is not the right word. What I'm doing is that I'm explaining away how our society led to this moment and this man, because he wasn't murdered in a vacuum. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was an individual who's incredibly troubled, and he was and he decided to go out and murder somebody for their political opinions, their affiliation, maybe because they had mentally ill issues, who knows? But there's a landscape, and there's a lot of things that lead up to this murder. It's always important to examine these things, because if we don't understand how we got here, then we're going to be doomed to repeat it. It's never, in my opinion, a bad thing to contextualize any world event, provided you contextualize it fully, right?
Correctly.
Or at least you try to, because without context.
I like this guy. This guy's speaking nothing but the truth right now too. I'm on board with him right now. He's holding valid points to this. I like this.
Context, then all that happened was that someone was shot. Context is everything.
And I love how he says context is everything, because what Stevie, from what I've been seeing, is that he hasn't really been using much context. He's been using context to fit a narrative, but he hasn't been doing the whole context. And that's been the problem with this whole situation in general. Just people been half truth, half opinionated, you know what I'm saying? It's not telling the full landscape of everything. And a lot of it's based off of just he's feeling what he's saying, but he's not backing it up with real points as well, too. Kind of similar to what Homie was doing as well, too. Like, the shit's been skewed and shit's not completely accurate, but we're not here to talk about the numbers and stuff like that as far as that goes. But Abba's making a valid point right now. We ain't over left, right, but I'm leaning towards Abba right now, 1-0.
Well, to that point, that makes total sense what you're saying, but to me, it didn't come across that way when you voiced that in the video. It seemed like you were trying to, highlight the divide between the right and the left, or whoever the instigators of it are. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't seem like you were trying to
Which
get
I
to
don't see
the root of the
anything wrong
problem
with
or
that,
how
though,
we trying to
'cause
fix
that's
it.
what
It's
people
like,
were doing.
Like I said before, I mean, what you're saying now, if you had voiced it that way in the video, I wouldn't have had the mindset that I have in regards to what you said. But in the video, it didn't come across to me like that at all. It felt like...
Well, right now, the pervasive narrative, and this is where it comes to the left versus right thing, the pervasive narrative that's online and that's being espoused by some of the most important people in our political, stratosphere, is that
it's left.
Violence of a political nature is solely left wing.
Right.
Okay. And I remember,
and we've heard our own commander in chief go out and say this, like, these things aren't inaccurate of what he's already pinpointing right now, which, like, if anybody with a brain that isn't trying to, like, choose sides would know that that's what's going on. And, like, that's what I think Homie on the left, Stevie, is failing to realize, is that there's been a huge point towards, including himself, there's been a huge, finger point towards just one side before even knowing what was going on. I mean, we still don't really know the full story, but that's neither here nor there. But people are riding with the narrative when they don't have the answers or anything like that. But whatever.
About 3 minutes, 29 seconds, when Matt Walsh is talking, in your video, you said that I was interpreting what he's saying. When he's talking about good versus evil, it's time for the righteous to prevail over the forces of evil. You were saying that I was making a left versus right thing, right? But that's just not true.
Hold on, well, let me make a correction, because you go further on in the video, I recognize that point. I said, hold up, if Matt Walsh is doing that, highlighting the left like this, that's unfair to do so. Then I went on to saying this makes the left look bad, it makes the transgenders look bad, it makes everybody affiliated to this look bad, like guilty by association. That's not the right thing to do. It should be a good versus evil thing.
Fair.
Right? But then I went on, because you had a couple other videos of people uttering or echoing the same sentiments as far as,
So
right.
I still need to know what this good versus evil thing is. Does he mean good versus evil in regards to, like, the people that don't care about what happened in regards to Kirk, or the people that have been making fun of him on the memes and all that? Like, what is this good versus evil narrative that he's trying to spin here? Because when it comes to good versus evil, you know what I'm saying, it's like you have shitty people out here who are celebrating death, which is wrong. We all understand that. Anybody who just cares for people would understand that. But what is it? What's the evil? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what that is. He hasn't gotten to that yet, unless that's what he's been saying the whole time.
It's just some good and evil. But I did highlight Matt Walsh in that video specifically saying, all right, I see that he is describing the left in this manner, and that shouldn't be the move.
Right. But again, at about like 6 to 7 minutes in the video, you kind of do it again where you say that, that's how I'm interpreting a lot of this narrative of good versus evil. But it's not just Matt Walsh. Ben Shapiro said that most of the political violence today is flowing from left-wing movements and ideology. Elon Musk was on Twitter and he said the left is the party of murder. If they won't let us live in peace, then our choice is to fight or die. Alex Jones said the right-wingers are in a war during a live stream. And he said that the left has been put a bullseye on Trump and he put a bullseye on his supporters.
See, I like how he's highlighting the fact that the people that are in power, the people that people like guide to, like society looks to and looks up to or goes to for answers or whatever. These are the people with these large platforms, big followings that are causing this rift and pushing a narrative. It's them pushing a narrative. It's not generally like it's people who push the narrative who listen to them, but it starts from up top. We always gotta say it starts from up top. And then if we're listening to our leaders do that, it's a problem because now you're just washing dirt with dirt and there's no resolution for anything.
President Trump himself, during
multiple occasions,
an interview.
Facts. Multiple occasions.
Let's see here. Let me pull up the clip because I think it's just important.
I mean, shit.
Didn't
he just go up to call up all the generals and everything too? I know y'all seen that speech and stuff too. I've seen it and watched it. So it's like he's been pushing this stuff. So for the fact that homie's been going so hard and doing the same thing, it's just kind of insane that he hasn't realized this. And it's like it takes you an hour to realize this in a conversation with somebody, bro. Like, come on.
Exact words that he said. On Fox and Friends, he says, "We have radicals on the right as well." And he says, "I'll tell you how. I can send you the clip you wanted. I'm going to just read it verbatim, his quote.
I believe you, though, bro.
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see more crime. The radicals on the left are the problem." So when I'm talking about right versus left, I'm not talking about someone in a vacuum or someone at home. I'm talking about the most important people in our political discourse framing most of this violence as I only left. And what you did in the video, and I did appreciate, is that when we said, if you look at the numbers, people got mad because I quoted the ADL, but there's all sorts of things from FBI statistics to different organizations who track terrorist attacks. Most of it comes from religious extremists and then right-wingers. Left-wingers at the bottom of that list, especially over the
crazy
left.
People.
So I'm not trying to frame this.
People don't like hearing these numbers. This is why these conversations be silly because, stats aren't always facts, depending on who wants to hear them and stuff like that. But, we rig the numbers up, and then if it sounds good to fit a narrative, we gonna make it work. But once again, I'm with Abba on this right now, man.
As left versus right, that's the plate that's already been set. Since Charlie Kirk died, the right has not stopped politicizing his death. They haven't stopped using it for fuel for their attacks on the left.
Big facts.
And so in that climate, you're asking people to...
And in fact, this is 2 weeks ago, but here we are now watching what we've been seeing and seeing what, Commander-in-Chief has been doing and et cetera. This has still been getting pushed. So, it's been real quiet anyway the last couple of weeks. So, I wish I kind of caught this before and in real time, but I guess here we are though.
Not talk about left versus right, but if the left does it, then just right gets to make the narrative that they're the violent ones. And it's just not true.
Well, my opinion is that both should submit.
What up, Archie, my guy? What's the word?
It's evil versus good thing. You know what I mean? And that's, and then it's me watching you, so I'm expecting that to be that should be the point.
It's a big ass thing of
water. What you're doing is adding just fuel to the fire to what you're saying everybody else is doing. Like you're highlighting the hypocrisy of people complaining about what the left does, essentially what the right is doing the same thing.
I appreciate you, my dog. I appreciate you. It's getting real political over here right now. Just for a hot second though. I had to come back and catch up to what I've been missing in the last couple of weeks, and this was on the plate. So here we are today. We're here to talk about some things, I guess, because Stevie's still been going. So,
but with that, like I said, with that the Matt Walsh clip, I specified I definitely could tell he was highlighting the left, but all that shit is fucking wrong. And I said that in the video.
I agree.
I said that in the video, right? I said that it's not a left versus right thing. It makes everybody look bad. We need to focus on the motherfuckers actually making things horrible for everybody, the extremists, the radicals, all that. You know what I mean? That's what my focus was. I feel like that's what the focus should be for everybody.
Yeah, and I did have.
See, I feel like his focus was partially that, but he still was leaning towards that, that left narrative though. Like I'm not gonna misquote homie, but I feel like what I was watching, I feel like he was still kind of leaning towards that narrative and pushing it. And I feel like we changed the face since we here right now, and we walking some things back. But maybe that's just me misquoting too. I don't know, dog. I don't know.
That noted and some of the things that I like that you did. I did appreciate that you actually said that because a lot of people are not saying that, or they're just avoiding the topic entirely. But you have to understand, when I'm watching this video, when I'm watching the discourse, I'm looking at things in totality. So when I'm talking
What
about
video are you talking about? When you say you're watching the video, what video?
'Cause I think I was looking at a lot of the political coverage in regards to this. I've been looking at the people who are responding, everyone who's been talking about this, and how the public is talking. If you spend time online, they're not talking about this as like both sides. That's not a lot of the discourse. A lot of the discourse, especially from the right, is that they're just saying essentially the left is the violent party.
That's a
Go
fact.
check out those comment sections. Go
I mean,
check.
shit, the comment sections is real. You've seen some of your favorite artists do this stuff. Your favorite artists are still doing this. Like, there's still a push about talking about left this, left that. And like I've always been saying on this channel when it came to this stuff here, because I got caught into it, and I think that's why I took a little bit of time off anyway, was that we can't keep washing dirt with dirt. And this is not a, a blue, red, black, white, saying left versus right. Like, this is not none of that. This is a bigger problem than us. But we keep playing their game, and they keep laughing at us from up top. And here we are stuck doing all this when we realize we all want the same thing, but we pushing each other and pointing fingers at each other.
Check out a lot of the discourse from the
But
big.
that's going to happen every time that happens. Every time someone from the left does something crazy, they're going to highlight the left. And when the right does something, they're going to highlight the fucking right. It just that comes with the territory.
Right. But it should be noted that we should correct those narratives and say that these are not one-sided things. If you watched our video, we didn't say violence is only right wing. We said there's plenty of people
It's both
who
sides,
people on
dog.
the left.
Can't be washing dirt with dirt, shit, yo. It's both sides. It happens on all accounts, dog. What's the saying my man said and paid in full? People get shot every day, B. People get killed every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real shit like that. It's not just a one thing. It just happens to be the narrative that's being pushed right now because of how big it was. Let something happen to somebody else. I mean, this already happened on the other side too. That's why it's funny how we're picking and choosing to fake care. I believe in fake caring in society and in this world, and a lot of people do it.
From the left. And we said that. But the dominant narrative right now is that left wingers are the violent ones. And they're obviously, especially with the most recent murder, it makes sense that it's going to be the dominant narrative. But it's important to not let those lies be able to be spread.
Big facts.
Say, actually, guys, you're wrong. In fact, this year there's been other people who've been killed. You said we were minimizing his death by bringing up these other murders, but those deaths are part of this discussion. The same thing that led to those people
100%.
being killed is the exact same thing that led to Charlie Kirk being killed. Mm-hmm. And it's important to know that, because if we don't understand that, then all this is just going to happen again. You said it was different.
Yo, this is a thing. I'm fucking with Abba right now, dog. This brother is speaking nothing but facts right now. Like, it's literally a rinse and repeat effect if we keep having that same type of conversation. And people are just not understanding that because people are so stuck in their ways or so gung-ho about their opinion. It's like, bruh, we got to stop the bullshit. But, once again, people are committed. People can commit to being wrong, too. You know what I'm saying? People are overly committed to being wrong. And it looks like Stevie might be committing to being wrong, too. He's mad right now. He's fuming right now. He's getting chewed up right now, too. I'm not going to lie. Like, Abba's up 1-0 because this is still left versus right. He's still up 1-0,
in your
dog.
video, because Charlie Kirk died on camera and nobody was supposed to see that. You remember that you saying that?
Yeah.
Right. To me, I understand that the fact that he died on camera makes it much more graphic, much more.
But we've been seeing that every day.
But at
a lot
the
of
end of the
times,
day, murder is murder. Dying
That's a
is dying.
fact.
Someone is
But
victimized.
it's the effect that it has on society. It's not the same. In a vacuum, it's the same. But if people were able to see that video until the end of time now,
Sure.
right, they're able to see that man go out.
So what about the rest of the videos? It goes back, and like, we ain't trying to make it a thing, but there's plenty of other videos that have raised a lot of talking points, a lot of issues, caused a lot of controversy, and those are the same type of things. So I think homie's really missing the point, huh? I think he just wants people to care about homie.
Out the way that he did, and knowing up until this, I can't compare someone else that had the amount of influence Kirk had. You know what I mean? And to have, if he hadn't been murdered in front of everyone at once, your analogy, your comparison will be fair, man. But
okay, can I ask you something?
You can't minimize.
If Kirk was not killed on camera, if Kirk's not killed on camera, is this situation more or less tragic?
Boom. That's a great ass question too. I need to see. That's a great ass question because, like, for real, like, what does it matter about that? Why does that part matter? Murder's murder. It goes back to this point. Murder's murder, right?
Is this situation more or less tragic?
It's less tragic.
So dying on camera makes a murder worse?
No, not the murder worse, but the effect that has on the people is worse because everybody can see it.
It makes it different. It makes it different. But from a moral standpoint, it's the exact same. There's no difference in morality. It's just more shocking.
Morality is a different conversation. I'm just talking about tragedy. Morality is the same. I'm talking about the effects it's having on society.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about other murders, I'm talking about other murders, I'm talking about the moral aspect of it. But that doesn't mean that we can't contextualize it with those other murders. You say it's not comparable, but I disagree. They died for the same reason. They died for the exact same reason.
If you had related that way, trying to bring up the similarities and how you conveyed it just now, it would make more sense. But that's not at all how you conveyed it in the video. It came from, you know, a leftist bias type of perspective from my end, that you were trying to minimize it by bringing up other similarities. You didn't bring up you didn't bring anything up about it being moral or same morally. You were just saying, to summarize it, you know, Kirk died, everybody else died, and this happens with political violence.
Yes, because what I'm getting at is not how he died, or like in front of who that he died. What I'm focused on is
the bigger
why
picture.
Was he killed. Okay, so let me say I agree with you. You know, let's do a different exercise.
Damn, I don't like how this keeps cutting like this too. Like, fuck, dog. Like, I like to see things raw. Pause.
I agree with you. These are different to a degree. So what's your point? Shouldn't contextualize his murder?
Well, in your video, it didn't feel like you were contextualizing. If I felt personally that you contextualized it, trying to get to the root of a problem, then we wouldn't be here today. But I felt like your intent was to minimize Kirk's death by bringing up all these things that happened.
I would argue that you are minimizing his death by not contextualizing it properly. If you don't talk about why something happened and how we got here, then all you're doing is just describing a tragedy.
I'm not talking about why. I'm just focused on your video.
Yes, but if you're going to counter my narrative and say that I'm wrong for contextualizing it the way that I did,
hold your point. Explain your point.
You're saying you're contextualizing it now. When I watched it, I didn't think you were contextualizing. I just thought that you were minimizing it.
That's fair. I disagree with that. I think I talked about how we got here. I definitely said that in the video. I talked about the fact that there's been a string of political violence over the last 10 years and that this is not a shocking outcome. Kirk being assassinated is not the craziest thing. There's a reason why he had security. There's a reason why I think he was wearing a bulletproof vest. There's been threats on these people. So we have to take that into consideration, understand that this is not something that happened that is out of this world. Even Kirk himself realizes this is a possibility. There's a reason why everyone who does these...
I get your point, but that's not at all my argument, bro.
But that's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about in that video, for sure.
Well, I mean, I didn't receive that on mine. If I felt like you were contextualizing it, then, you know, we're on the same wave as far as, you know, this is what happens when, you know, politics get off the rails. But in the video, like I said, I thought that you were just minimizing it by comparing it to everything else. I didn't feel like there was any contextualizing there. So just got to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And I've watched the video probably 3 more times because, you know, we're having this conversation today, man. And I didn't get it all that you were contextualizing it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say that. I was saying those words exactly, contextualizing it, but I think that is what I was doing. But again, we could agree to disagree. So those were, I think, your first 2 disagreements that you had with me. Yeah, you could definitely let me know some other ones that you had for sure.
And I mean, I just get to the meat and the potatoes now, man, because do you feel like you manufactured a narrative on Kirk by showing those snips of him in your video?
Yeah, okay, we can address that because I did have that in my notes as well. I think around like the 20-minute mark, you said I took him out of context, right?
I wait to hear this part of the conversation because a lot of people keep screaming taken out of context, but we got the whole like, you know, interview, whatever he was talking about, like online, like you can watch the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Each talking point or each thing that he was talking about was a good, you know, 10, 15, 20 minutes out of like a half hour, 45 minute, you know, debate, whatever. But like the context was the point of that, you know, discussion that he had, which is usually about 5 minutes, 15 minutes max, and then he moves on to the next point. So it's funny how people go out of context, but you know, we're gonna hear him talk about this. I need to hear this one. So I got, you know, as far as the left-right debate goes, man, I must say I'm with Ab on that one. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I was keeping up with Stevie in regards to what he was talking about, and he's walking some stuff back a little bit and also getting walked down a little bit. So I'm with Ab on this one. He's getting cooked a little bit.
Even take him out of context, you put your context on it, because if you let it play, I put the additional clips on it.
Okay, so just for the viewer, there's a clip that we played, maybe 15 seconds of Kirk on a Jubilee panel. He's talking to somebody. This is a panel about Christians versus or is it right wingers versus lefties? I don't remember what it was.
I don't know, but it was about abortion.
Okay, it was about abortion, right?
Well,
And,
that one, you put
and Kirk is a a very Christian, self-proclaimed Christian. Everybody knows this about him. So in that clip, the woman is asking him a hypothetical where he says, if your 10-year-old daughter was raped, okay, would you force her to keep the child? Is that a fair assessment of the clip?
Yeah.
And then Kirk says yes.
He said yes. The baby will have the baby, or my girl will have the.
Okay,
child.
and then you said that we were kind of dishonest with how we did that. That we clipped him out of context, and then we put our own context, right?
No, I'm not saying you put your own context. You didn't put the entire context.
Okay.
Like you said, you led into it by saying, you said I think. I'm not going to recite you verbatim, but it was essentially, I think that Kirk has said some disgusting things as well.
Yes.
And
I played that clip.
Videos.
Yeah, so let's just talk about that first clip, because I remember you taking that first clip and being really shocked. I think, let me just see here, because I did have that in my notes here. Oh, yeah, you said that. You said that was really surprising that you were shocked coming from me, and you called me the king of receipts.
Yeah.
But yes. So that is
real shit, 'cause I rely, but I know when you giving somebody shit, you gonna have.
Okay. So how do you feel I took that clip out of context?
Because when I see that it's trying to paint Kirk as a monster.
See, what's crazy is that it's like he took it out of context, but he's also like, I didn't like how that sounded, which is not taking that statement out of context. He can feel a way about that. I mean, anybody who listens to that is going to be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good on that, you know what I'm saying? But if you're trying to make it, now you're adding context saying he's painting him as a monster this at 30. He's just saying, I don't like that. That's not, that's not painting him as anything. He's just, I'm not feeling that statement.
So how do you feel I took that clip out of context?
He didn't like it. That's it. I mean, there's no other context
when I
to
see
it.
that
He said no.
It's trying to paint.
There was a question asked. He answered it, and that was that. Like, there's nothing out of context to what he did. Like, he doesn't, he disagrees with it. He thinks that's disgusting. Period.
Kirk is a monster because he's going to force his 10-year-old daughter to have a child.
Right. But as somebody who's anti-abortion, that's his stance. He will force his daughter to have the child because he feels as though life is precious or whatever it is. And, he sees the fetus as a life. So he's like, my daughter will have that baby. That's his take.
Yeah, but if you let the rest of the video play, I mean, it's subjective. Everybody's going to feel differently watching that. But if you just have that short video, it makes it seem like he's a monster. I don't care. Anti-abortion. She having a baby. It could be for anything, because my way or the highway or whatever the case may be, bro. Everybody's not informed on Kirk and his reasonings why. And if I think that you let the video play and gives you his reasonings why, people would understand it. They may not agree with it, but they'll understand it, and they'll take a blow away from how they're initially feeling about him being a monster.
Well, they'll see him still as a monster, because no matter how much you explain it from a religious...
Just about to say, that's not going to change the opinion if you play it more. Sometimes, in fact, which is crazy, that when you let people listen to it more and listen to the context, it doesn't sound any better. It just goes back to, his point, Stevie's point, whether you agree with it or not. But it doesn't make it sound as less vile or, less, forgiving or caring and shit. It still sounds crazy from people who kind of, are not on that side. That's just point blank, period. I think my man just really wants people to just be like, nah, he wasn't that bad of a dude. I think that's his overall stance, because he's not making any sense or making real points in this debate right now. He's wasting my fucking time. But whatever. Not Abba. I'm liking what Abba's got to say. It's just that, he's not really standing on anything. It's the same shit that he's been saying the whole time.
But that's your opinion.
But that was my whole point. Do you remember what the greater point of that whole section was? That section was about the fact that some people view him as a monster, including me. I don't like the guy. I didn't think his politics were good. That's my
like he said, he didn't bang with what he said. So it's no, you're making it seem like people need to rock with what he said and not paying him as this monster or something like that. If people think he's a monster, you think he's a monster. People have stuff that he said that they don't agree with, so people are gonna feel that way. Jesus Christ.
Personal opinion. I think I
don't even know this dude too. This is crazy.
that to me
Why are you going so
showcase
hard?
his stances on things that I just don't agree with and I think are disgusting. Forcing your 10-year-old daughter to have a
It's
baby,
pretty wild.
okay, that after she was raped,
Pretty
okay?
wild, dog.
You could say it's great for religious reasons. You could give whatever justification you want.
Pretty
There's
wild.
nothing in there that
pretty
took
wild,
him out
B.
of context. His stance
It
was
is, because if you having that short snippet, people are not gonna know
What
why
context?
he's doing it. There's no,
What context do you need, bro? What context do you need? We know what he's talking about. We know what the conversation is. So she asked a question in regards to that conversation and that debate. And they were like, we don't rock with that.
know he's doing it. If he gives justification of why,
pro-life.
and he has very clear reasons of why, that's going to make some people look at it different. You're
Only the people that agree with him.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like showing a video of somebody shooting somebody in the head, but just randomly. But you
okay.
figure out that this motherfucker, like, killed my mom.
That's not what.
Then it makes sense.
No, because
What was that scenario that he just tried to spin zone into? What was that?
You know what I mean? Like, it's like showing a video of somebody shooting somebody in the head, but just randomly. But you
okay.
figure out
So he tried to do like that, you know, there's more to the bigger picture thing. I seen what he tried to do there. It's like one of those situations where, like, if I take a picture of one thing, but then if I zoom out, there's a lot more happening. Like, I think the best example is, like, there's a picture of, like, somebody standing on a book, but, like, they're standing on, like, 5 of them, then somebody's taller than them and standing on one, they can, like, see over the fence. So that's, like, the best scenario I can look at. Like, you can't compare that, dog. You
like,
can't
killed
compare
my
that.
mom, then it makes sense.
no, because the people who are following this or people who are even tuning into this stuff know that Charlie is a political speaker who's incredibly Christian. So
You're making that assumption, though, bro. Like, you're making that assumption because now, since Kirk has died, there are so many people that are just now learning about Kirk. There's so many people that didn't know before. There's so many people that didn't know before.
Can
so
I-
if you put that narrative out,
can I ask you?
This is a big reason why so many people don't like Kirk, because they get some of these short reels taken out of context.
But they're not out of context.
They're
It's
not out of context,
It is.
bro.
No, it's
They're not out of context. That's the crazy part, is everybody keeps thinking things are out of context. You know why they wanted you to think that it's out of context? Because they know that it's the shit that's being said is already messed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the saying that I heard the other day? Like, if the milk is already bad, if it smells bad, I already know the milk got chunks in it, dog. Like, I don't need to further the context sometimes with certain shit that's just being said. It's just the actual thought of it. But, like, what's the context? Like, oh, he doesn't really feel that way? Because nobody really defends the out of context part either. It's like, what's out of context? So I guess we gonna see if Steven can explain that to us again.
Get some of these short reels taken out of context.
but they're not out of context. It's not out of context.
It is out-
No,
it's
it's not.
within
It's not,
context.
Stevie. If someone says I'm anti-abortion, I'm a Christian, we know why you don't want an abortion to happen. We don't.
In that clip you put, he didn't say he was Christian, though. He just said, she just gave an example, and he said no, she can have a baby. He didn't say he was Christian.
This guy was all over the world, all over the news, and he was
But you're
constantly.
making an assumption.
No, I'm not making an assumption. Everybody who saw that clip of him getting murdered knew he was a political speaker who's Christian. There's not a person who didn't see that clip, who didn't see the news reports, who didn't know what he was. You're acting like I took an obscure person.
That's cap.
That's
That's not true. That's not true. You can't speak for everybody in the world.
I'm more on Stevie with that one and less on Abba's side with that. I don't think everybody particularly knew he was Christian or who he was. Like, if you kept up with him, yes. If you kept up with him, yes, but not everybody was keeping up with him, and I think that's the point that Stevie's making in that. And I do agree with Steve. Like I said, I'm gonna be fair, dog. Like, I agree with Stevie on this one point right here, is that, like, not everybody knew what the deal was or knew exactly what he's saying, and a lot of people definitely probably was running around out of context with a lot of shit that he said. Because, for example, like the Chang shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a homie's name. Like, there's certain things that people was definitely running out of context with in regards to what he was saying, but when it comes to just those specific stances that he stood on and believed in, yeah, nah, I'm not with that. But nah, Stevie's with that. I don't know about that part. I think I'm more on Stevie's side with that.
Dog.
That's not out of context, boss. That's not out of context.
Because I talked to people now that had no idea who the fuck Kirk was. Now they see him on his timeline going, and they don't know who the fuck he is. That's false, bro.
Not everybody
He
knows.
has
That's
the
a
very
fact. I'm with you on
standard
that.
cookie cutter Christian view on it. There's nothing.
Regardless, you're making the assumption that people know, dog, and that's a dangerous game. You got to give them.
That's not an assumption.
Give them more.
That's not an assumption,
But
boss.
you got to eat your own words and call
sorry.
a spade there too, dog, because you was generalizing and was assuming a lot of things too, Stevie. You gotta stand to what you're saying too with that as well. But, like, I'm with Stevie's got a point, dog. Like, not everybody was knowing, bro. I ain't with Abba on that one. If he's talking about his followers, yeah, but if we talking about overall general population and shit, Nah, and I think that's where they're talking two different points right now, straight up.
Anybody who's following this knows he's a Christian political speaker. I'm sorry, but I'm just not buying that. In fact, everyone's been introducing him as such, so we know why he does not like abortion. I don't need to see 5 minutes.
You know, and a lot of people do know. Everybody doesn't know, dog. And you got to be fair and give the reason why. You got to give the justification why. If you just say he's doing this, they go, oh, he's a motherfucker because he's gonna force a 10-year-old to have a fucking daughter. But if you go let the shit play and he gives the fucking girl the business of why he made her look stupid. To me, I mean,
yeah, but that's because you're probably anti-abortion. Am I right?
No, I don't know. I could care less. I respect his stance. I'm not pro. I'm not anti. I respect his stance. I don't agree with it, of course, but I
just don't. I don't respect that stance. I don't know about all that. Like, you know, as far as like that stance on that, that's a little iffy. That's a little touchy for me, but that's crazy. I don't think I would rock with that though. I wouldn't allow that. I can't stand by that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Respect it because he's standing on the team.
Okay. But my point still 100% stands. At the end of the day, if you are gonna force a 10-year-old to have a baby because you believe abortion is wrong, it's okay for people to say you're a disgusting person, and other people can agree with your stance and say you're cool. My entire point was
that was my argument. My argument was you took out of context. People can say what they want to say.
Okay,
but what's out of context though, Steven? What is out of context? You still haven't explained what was out of context. Like, he said, I played that clip. I didn't like it. I think that's disgusting. I think he's a monster or whatever he said. Because I'm paraphrasing him. But, like, there's nothing out of context. The girl asked a question. He responded with his answer. He didn't like that answer. It doesn't really matter what was said after. Now, if he's saying because now he's personalizing as ABBA took him out of context versus he put the clip out of context. He's arguing kind of two different points again. He's folding into this whole little matrix of this thing. It's like ABBA can feel how he wants to feel, but if he's talking about the presentation of the clip that he's talking about, then he has a half a point on that. But at the end of the day, I think he's going off of what he was saying because he's generalizing it again, and it's like, nah, this is his point and his opinion. He's arguing his opinion right now too.
You're manufacturing a narrative.
I'm not manufacturing a narrative.
Not at all.
The narrative
I don't
was
agree.
very clear. He's a Christian man. He's against abortion. Super basic.
You didn't have Christian in that clip though.
I didn't have to because everyone knows
Everybody
who's
looking. See, here's the thing.
Oh.
Some of the people, so it's 50-50 again. And people that probably keep up with him, keep up with the situation on both sides, him making that video for his followers and people that listen to him, he's probably saying these people know who he's talking about because he's posting it for his following and his viewing, kind of similar to how Stevie does it. Like, Stevie's doing his narrative painting for his following and his crowd base and his subs and et cetera, et cetera. So he's arguing. He's just missing a point. Stevie's just missing a point a little bit.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree, but I think that's not taking someone out of context. If someone says,
it's definitely not.
I'm a Muslim, if someone says I'm a Muslim and I'm a no. I think you're reaching. I think you're definitely reaching.
Definitely reaching.
Okay.
But
how am I reaching?
But
you're reaching.
Not reaching. I just think that he's arguing from a different point, not stating this point. Stevie's not stating the point that he's trying to stand on, which is that you presented it out there for an audience that may not know. Versus Abba's like, I'm talking about my point, dog. You know what I'm saying? Abba's not even thinking about the people that are viewing what he's posting out there and putting out there and how the context could be taken out of for people that view it, I think. But yeah.
How am I reaching?
He's the most viral person right now.
Narrative, bro. He said, I'm gonna force the 10-year-old to have a fucking baby. That's it.
No.
That's all everybody gonna see. There's no more context. You didn't give a motherfucker the opportunity to explain
See,
why.
but you gotta also stop letting people think that, like, or you gotta also stop allowing people to be like, okay, let's just look at clips and not go do research on your own. Like, the bigger picture in this end of this closing argument is that it don't matter what he's posting or what he's saying. He knows what his intent is. His followers know what his intent is. Now, for the people that may not know and they take that and just run with it, that's on them. They need to go, like, this is what I'm saying. We need to stop being dependent on these little 15-minute clips and go and check the context if you're feeling like you need to check it. I know we in a lazy society and people don't want to go check on these things, and you know, it's easier to just feel the point and be like, yeah, that makes sense. It's easy that way. I get it. But you got to hold people accountable for doing the research on their own too. He can say and pin it however he wants to, but it's up to the people to really do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger problem. It's a bigger picture to that one. So I'm 50-50. And taking out of context right now, it's tied. This round's tied, dog. This is a tied up series right now.
No.
To this.
He's the most viral person in the world. People know he's a political commentator. They know he's Christian. I'm not buying that, but we'll agree to disagree. That's not taking someone out of context. If you're not an unknown person, we know where you're standing.
It's a tie. It's a tie because I'm like, you can't take it out. He's not being taken out of context to the point what he's saying, but at the same time, like, he can't say that everybody knows. So that's why I'm like, it's kind of like a tie, dog.
But we'll agree to disagree.
What's up,
This is
Janet?
another point you made, and this is one I thought was crazy. You played the other clips of Kirk. You kind of said there's nothing bad about this when he said he.
Hold on, let me see what you said here. My fault. First time. Welcome to the couch. Welcome to the couch. We can get a song in after I get this done too. Like I'm gonna get like a song or two in just to loosen up the mood a little bit. I know people probably ain't waiting to see this too much because I'm like it's 2 weeks old. I'm just playing catch up, like I said. Word, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You're in a prime example right there. You didn't know. You kept up with him and everything, but you had no idea he was Christian.
Wanted Biden to be executed or given the death penalty. You don't think that people should hate somebody like that, or some people might hate somebody for that reason?
Is that taken out of context, Steven?
For saying violent things like that?
Yeah, that's their opinion.
Another point that you made, I played a second clip, and this is probably one of the wilder clips. A young man goes up to Charlie.
See, Stevie got that face looking like every time I'm once again, I'm still mad that it's getting cut and clipped like this, but it seems like the talking points are kind of over and like it just goes into something else. But once again, when you cut and clipping, I don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? But every time you turn around and look at his face, he look upset. My man look upset right now, like damn, like I'm getting my ass whooped right now. Like this is an ass whooping right now. But even though I say that one little debate in regards to taking out of context, I think that was a tied up debate, you know what I'm saying? Because they both held their points, but I think they both were arguing from different points. And that's why I got to say that, like, that's a split decision right there. But I still got Abba up like 1.5 to 0.5.
Charlie Kirk during that debate, and he says to him, hey, what do you think about school lunches for kids? And Charlie laughs him. He says, there's no starvation in America. We have an obesity problem. Nobody here is going without food. And then you agreed with him. You said there's no starvation in America. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's
kinda
no reason to
disagree
starve
with
in
that.
America. It's like 1% of households have like a
I disagree with that.
I guess
but, let me see
technically
what
a
this is.
hunger issue, bro. But people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell.
Okay.
That's a fact.
And see, this is the problem I have with like people who are pro-life, and not you specifically, but people like Charlie Kirk. They're so obsessed with keeping fetuses alive, they pretend it's like this big virtue. And then when a child is born, they're like, fuck you, your parents take care of you. It's actually probably one of the most hypocritical, and this is why.
Oh, ding, 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 school's in, bitch. That's a valid ass point right there. Ooh.
They're so obsessed with keeping fetuses alive, they pretend it's like this big virtue. And then when a child is born, they're like, fuck you, your parents take care of you.
The hypocrisy
It's actually
is
probably
so
one of the most
crazy.
hypocritical. And this is why I think Charlie Kirk is probably a shitty person to me, is that he spent all this time being anti-abortion, but when it comes to every government initiative that's meant to
That
protect
involves
kids
children.
and keep them
Ooh,
good,
shit.
he's always against
That's
it.
a
And to me,
fact,
it's like,
though.
what's the fucking...
Yo, that's a fact. What's the point of trying to keep life if you're going to say by the time you out here on this earth, it's like, nah, fuck you. Your parents can't help you out, do this, that, and the third. Like, the contradiction and hypocrisy is very real. Damn, Abba. Woo! This guy's nice. This guy is nice with it. Damn.
point of keeping this fetus alive if when it comes out, you're like, yo, fuck you, kid. And that's what he did. He said that guy was...
He said, fuck you, kid?
No, he did it, but he might as well have when he's constantly championing everything that's anti...
I mean, bro, I'm about to say, like, he's literally saying all these things that can help out kids in need, kids in poverty, kids that struggle at home, because once again, it's on the parents. You're saying, nah, strip all that shit away and make the parents who are already struggling try to figure it out, which 9 times out of 10, they might not be able to figure out because that's why you're in that situation to begin with. That's crazy.
Sector, or sorry, government involved taking care of kids.
Go ahead, Abba.
Even you saying there's no starvation is like so disingenuous. If you just Google it, there's like so many kids today here in America. You could look it up, the statistics, that have malnutrition, that have food scarcity, that have all these problems. It stunts their growth. It fucks them up in terms of their academic success. And
Can't
for you guys
focus.
to sit there and think that food lunches for kids is a crazy idea and parents should take care of them. Some parents are dog shit. Some parents don't take care of their kids. And so that's why these school lunches...
Yo, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, come over to the Couch Gang, you know what I'm saying? We just said the same things and shit, you know. That's what I told you. I want to talk to Stevie, but, you know, Stevie been shaky, B. Stevie been shaky, but how do? He busting your ass, Duke.
Just happen so that kids who go to school get a meal. But people like Charlie Kirk, and then you did the same thing, are like, oh, the parents take care of it. That's fucking stupid. And I'm like, do you guys even Google this stuff? Do you guys even look into it?
Nah, it's just
confidently.
It's yo, fact. Speaking so confidently off of the fact that you might have seen things, because this is my point with Stevie too, is that Stevie be seeing shit from his perspective or whatever his lens is, and thinking that that's also the universe. Kind of going back to like how he just went at him to be like, you can't assume everybody knows this, or you can't assume that that's what's happening in every situation. Those are just situations you have seen. yourself. And that's the thing. That's Stevie's problem. But he's out here trying to tell somebody else that they doing the same thing. It's wild. What up, my nigga Doe? What's poppin', Doe? What is poppin'? I told you we the cowboy hat boys, bro. We the cowboy hat boys tonight. I told you, me and Stevie, we cowboy hatting it up. But I ain't on my cowboy hat bullshit, though. You know what I'm saying? We keeping it all the way a buck. I even gave Stevie a point, B. I even gave Stevie a point, dog.
Against this stuff that's hurting hundreds and thousands of kids. And I'm like, I don't get it.
I'll ask you a question. Which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
Fuck.
Oh, that's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you Google it?
See, it's the thing. When you ask niggas if they Google it, if they look it up. See, Google is our best friend. And what happens in these situations where these people speak confidently and you start putting up the numbers, being like, yo, let's Google it. Because notice if he said, did you Google it? He would have just been like, yeah. But he's just sitting here speaking off of the fact. Like, listen, Steve's been sitting here looking like a disgruntled like child that got put in timeout. This like whole, what am I in, 26 minutes right now? He's been getting put in his place a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. Did you Google it? I don't need to Google it. I don't need to Google it. Yo, you hear these ignorant niggas? You hear these ignorants? These ignorant niggas?
Did you Google it? Did you Google it? No, you don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it.
I don't need to Google it. Facts over feelings, nigga. Facts over feelings, my guy. See, I was trying to be good all goddamn thing, but he fucked me up right here. I don't need to Google it. So you can't win. You can't win debates, or you can't even have a serious conversation with somebody who's going to be willingly say right there to your face, I'm not going to Google it. So you put trust into somebody who's not going to go fact check. Ooh, Stevie looking shaky. How do?
The amount of starving kids in America.
Wow.
That's cap?
Wow.
Did you Google it?
I don't need to Google it.
You don't need
I don't
facts.
need to Google
but you know
it.
what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
This man's crazy.
Go Google. Go.
Somebody Google it in the chat.
Okay.
But,
You looking? Yo, get the fuck out of here, Steven. Get the fuck out of here with some. You look stressed out right now because you getting annihilated. As soon as you hit somebody with the facts or tell them to show you the facts or explain it to me in your words, it's kind of like, you know, this is a funny situation right now. This is kind of like, you know, back in the day when we had to do our math homework and shit, and it was like write out the equation to show me how you did it. This is that situation right now. This is that right now. He has to show how we got to this conclusion, and he don't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Stevie. You ain't got the answers.
I don't need to Google it.
You don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
Okay.
Go Google.
Somebody Google it in the chat.
Okay.
But I'm not. You.
He lost this
figure out
round.
the best way to articulate this, because
This nigga lost bad on this one. He lost real bad on that. That's bad. You can't do that. You can't be like, I'm not going to fact check. Because now what are we talking about? We can't talk about something that if you're not going to fact check it and just say that's cap. This nigga's foolish. This is ignorant.
you have this anger towards Kirk and me and whomever else because we don't support government, not even support government assistance. We're saying the parents should do it. But in the reality of the problem, bro, there's so many different ways that people can eat outside of their parents. There's
kids, like kids that go to school every day that don't work, don't do nothing. Kids, you talking about kids? Because this is what we talking about. Children. He ain't talking about what you talking about right now. You flipping this narrative a little bit. We talking about kids, my nigga. We talking about kids, B.
Bro, food stamps, churches, charities, bro. Like, there's no reason for somebody to starve.
So do you want a 7-year-old or 8-year-old to go to get food stamps?
That's why I bang with Abba right now, huh? I'm gonna have to sub to Abba's channel after this too, because I like what we saying right now. We speaking the same language right now. 'Cause I'm saying here, like, what are we talking about right now, bro? We talking about kids, bro. Like, you ain't hearing what this whole conversation's about right now. Y'all are talking about starving children. Usually children is what? Because the adolescent's like 12 to 13, so a child is usually under 10. Let's say under 10. So like, what are we doing? Oh, Stevie's a waste of time.
Or go to church and get food.
Their parents should go.
What if the parent doesn't want to go? What if their parent doesn't want to go?
You saw in the video I said it, bro. I'll be jealous when I see the amount of money these people have on food stamps, bro. They be running these EBTs up $400, $500, $600, bro. Like there's no excuse for somebody to be broke or to be hungry, unless they got like they're picky, they're bougie about what the fuck they want to put in their body, dog. But beggars can't be choosers, bro. Like you can't have no filet mignon when you can't afford it, dog.
Okay,
we live in a capitalistic country, dog. It is what it is.
Let's take 2 steps back. All right, let's take 2 steps back. Do you?
Nah, this man sounding crazy right now. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat right now, because this man got me fucked up. Yeah, he's definitely just regurgitating comment points. We ain't even gonna say right wing points. We're gonna say comments. He's regurgitating the comments right now. You know what I'm saying? He's looked at all the comments and is like, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'll do it. He's on his Fat Joe My Fofo. Yeah, that'll do it. You know what I'm saying? He's on that shit right now. Well, you know what's crazy is that some of the leaders be without facts too, which is scary because that's who they be listening to. They listening to their leaders who don't have the facts or are skewing the facts a little bit because they know that their followers are kind of, you know what I'm saying? So it's being proven right here. You know, Stevie showing more the do-rag right now too. He got his. That's how you know he's stressing the hat. You know that brim ain't right there right now. Stevie's brim is gone.
Agree with there's a lot of bad parents.
He lifted the shit off the brim, sweating up under that rag.
Hold up. Do you agree that there's a lot of parents who neglect those children?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that those kids should suffer because they have bad parents?
No.
Okay,
I don't think they should, but bad shit happens.
What?
So wait, you're just gonna let kids suffer?
What?
No, I'm not gonna let them, bro, because there's other avenues. Like if they're going to school, this is a hypothetical.
Well, no, hold on. What did you say? If they're going to school, what? If they're going to school,
they
can
need
get a
free lunch,
there?
right? They need free lunch.
I'm assuming that teachers are aware. They can see someone losing weight.
But that's what the program's for, Steve.
Yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, what the fuck, Stevie? Steven, we about to call him Steven right now because Steven Knight's acting crazy right now. Like, what is this point? What is this point right now? What is this point, B? What? Nah. Was he raised on a silver spoon or something? What's going on? What's going on, Stevie? Stevie, like, I'm not black, I'm Stevie. Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's what I'm saying. The program is meant to give kids lunches at school.
No, that's not where I'm going with it. I'm talking about like teachers making calls to get, you know, the correct parties involved to address a child, to find a potential food for them so they can take advantage of.
So like everything you're kind of saying sounds like you might as well just have them on free lunch though. Like that's just free lunch. School paid free lunch, right? Am I tripping? He tripping. I don't know.
The correct parties involved to address a child, to find a potential food for them so they can take advantage of the surplus of food that is available for people in these situations. Like the homeless don't go hungry, bro. They can go get a meal if they want to get a meal.
We're talking about homeless, like grown adults who have the shelters, have all these other things. Like they know how to use the resources a little bit better. And when I say know how to use the resources better, like these are adults we talking about. Like you going way off the point because we talking about these children. You know what I'm saying? We talking about kids, 10 and under, Steven, 10 and under.
You're comparing children to homeless.
Yo, bang with Abba. Yo, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, dog. We banging with Abba because this is how I would kill him. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like, not kill him like that because, you know, YouTube's crazy. But, like, that's how I would have to get at him. Because the same shit I'm asking, I'll be like, yo, bro, what you saying, though? What you saying? Oh, shit. Steven.
They want to get a meal.
You're comparing children to homeless. Like, what are we talking about? See, like, I want y'all to just think about it.
What are we talking
so
about?
you know there's shitty parents out there, okay? And you want teachers to call the shitty parents to be like, hey, be better parents.
Yeah,
Or you want to call
less
child
shitty.
services? You want to call child services? You want to put them in foster care?
It may be better than having them the shooty ass parents.
Have you looked into foster care, Stevie? Have you
You know
Googled?
what foster care things be happening and shit, dog? Like, yo, Stevie, bro, do your homework, bro. Next time you come with somebody who can bust your ass like this, you need to do your homework. You talking about Candace like you about to fucking talk to Candace or some shit. You can't even talk to Abba. You can't even talk to Abba right now. Abba's screaming the same points I've been out here screaming at every pause. I would have busted your ass. I would have busted your ass, Steven. Come on, Stevie.
Foster care.
Yeah, but you're describing these parents as ain't shit, bro. Like it is bad shit happens.
I know. I covered
That's
them.
all he got is bad shit happens, good versus evil. That's it. And I don't need to Google nothing. Chat, Google, chat, please. Chat, Google, please. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Damn, dog. Damn, this is the bad luck, Steven.
Cover them every day. There's a lot
This
of
is
ain't
bad
shit
luck.
parents. There's a lot
This might change things. This might change things.
of ain't shit.
Bro,
You cover them. How many videos have you done about baby mamas? How many videos have you done about baby mamas and dog shit parents? If I go to your channel right now, I'll find dozens, hundreds of videos. So you want to call those? You want teachers to call those parents and be like, "Hey, feed your kids."
you're saying that you're saying that I'm telling teachers to call the parents. I never said that. I said they can call parties that do this for a living to find children the resources that they need. Like teachers do this all the time. They'll see it.
But wait. So you expect, because that's not a part of the teacher's job. You know what I'm saying? This is also why you're telling people to do all these extra shit when they can just have fucking free lunch. All that is the same thing, but just going through hula hoops when they can just have their free lunch at school. What's that dude that be doing the shit? Like, Steven, you about to be Steven for this whole segment, bro.
A child that may be neglected and
Steven
they'll
acting
make
like
the
a
calls
Steven.
or alert people to, intervene. Right, but I mean, I feel like we're pushing it far out to like specifics of it, bro. At the end of the day, my point of view on it is that it's, abortion is a far larger problem than starving children. Children don't starve in America. They may be hungry, but they don't starve. This isn't fucking people. It's not a famish going on. People are not dying because
No, they're not dying, but
Yo, all right, I'm gonna let Abba talk because Abba's about to get him. I'm about to get Abba, get him, Abba.
do you understand?
like hypertension, obesity. There's much more obese kids than there are hungry kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like in the world,
And that's a whole different conversation too, because that's just about the environment that people are in, the foods that are being given, like that's shitty parenting kind of too. That's a whole different conversation. Now, I worked in the city and dealt with this part of the conversation, so like, nah, that ain't really kind of the same. That ain't the same thing, dog.
not perfect, dog. It's not utopia, bro. So it's like I get, and then I'm a capitalist, dog. I'm not in support of the government coming out taking care of everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna oppose it. Like,
But you want the government to get involved and stop abortions.
I never said I don't give a fuck about what.
What we talking about, dog? What we talking about? Steven. Ring, Steven. What we talking about, Steven?
Anybody does with abortion. I'm.
Did you say it's a bigger problem?
Yeah, I said it's a bigger problem, but I didn't give a solution to it. I know it's a problem. But I never said what I want to do about it. I could care less. Like it is what it is, dog. This life. Life
So
is
nigga,
fucking.
if you could care less, why you going so hard on this shit, bro? Why you doing all this if you could care less? What we doing? What we talking about? What is we talking about, Steven? Steven's sick. Sick Steven. I don't know what we gonna call this right now. It's gonna be something though, but Sick Steven's on some wild shit. Yo, Steven's sick.
Hard, dog, and some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I think a lot of people would hear your stance or hear Charlie Kirk's stance and say you guys aren't the best people because you don't seem to care about making sure that other people in society are okay.
They ain't got no empathy. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? He lacks empathy. He lacks the part of understanding this shit, you know what I'm saying, or feeling this shit, you know what I'm saying? He don't feel it. He just be like, all right, like, I'm a capitalist. I'm just here just to, I don't like it. I don't see it around my environment, so why not? This is generalization Steven, you know what I'm saying? General Steven out here in the building, you know what I mean? Not understanding it, because he's a I only see it from my perspective type of nigga. You know what I'm saying? I can tell what type of brother this dude is, you know what I'm saying? See, I'll be flipping because sometimes I would be a little mad. But, like, he's the type of dude where you can't tell him shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you tell him shit, remember, a nigga that you said, Google it, he said, I don't need to Google nothing, that tells me everything I need to know. When you don't need to Google nothing, there's no point. I don't even know why I'm watching this right now. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm watching this because I'm like, it's entertaining now at this point. We calling him Steven and shit. But a person who doesn't fact check, there's no such thing as a debate with this person. There's no such thing. You're just arguing feelings right now. Facts over feelings. That might be the caption, B. Facts over feelings. I don't know, but we're going to see something, though.
Okay, right. You guys
We
are
gonna
more
see, so I
focused
think
on
that's
being
what's gonna be.
capitalist
Facts
and
over
taking care of
feelings, y'all.
yourselves,
Clip it.
Which is okay. Do that. But if people want to look at you and say, well, you guys spread hate out there or you guys spread selfishness, I think that's okay. I think a lot of you allowed to do that.
I never said that was a problem. I said people can say whatever the fuck they want to say. My issue with people was celebrating his death. Like,
Now we finally get there. Like, I'm just like, bro, like, where we at? I think you just more was upset that people celebrated the death, which I'm just like, all right, like, that's a valid point to be mad at. But Where was your energy at before? Was you mad about other stuff, or was your cowboy hat on the whole time and then your do-rag was on just for the music? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, Stevie.
Champion and pom-pom and that shit. That's
Yeah,
the epitome of evil to me.
that's the epitome of evil.
That's not a right or left thing.
You think it's more evil to celebrate that man's death than it is for that man to advocate for the fact that children don't get meals?
But they can get meals. Is that the only video you've seen him talk about children?
I'm just saying. Someone dancing in the room. I think it's bad. No. I agree. I think it's bad that someone danced in the room and thought it was great that Charlie Kirk died. But I also think it's bad that you're out there openly advocating for kids to not get meals in school because we have an obesity problem. I think that's also bad. I think so.
Get meals in school. I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of.
What the fuck is kids supposed to do, dog? Like, what? Were you a kid doing shit, Stevie? Like, I want to know what type of child you was when you was a kid. Like, what was you doing when you was 5 years old in first grade going to school? Like, what was you doing to provide food for yourself? And like, how was you figuring out to make fucking peanut butter? Was you making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before us? Was you fucking, what was you doing at 5, bro? What was you doing at 9, dog? Like, you talking about find it for yourself. Like, what the, what?
Openly advocating for kids to not get meals in school because we have an obesity problem. I think that's also bad. I think so.
Get meals in school. I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of food available to them in different ways that it is.
Yeah.
It's not on somebody to do it, bro. Like, you know, you're shitty parents. I get it, but we disagree on that perspective, dog. Like, you think that the government should step in and save the world. I don't agree with that. I mean, if they do it, I'm not gonna contend it. I'm not, do what you want to do, bro. But I understand Kirk's perspective in that.
We pay so much in tax dollars.
I don't think you do, Steven. I don't think you do. Because everything you just kind of stated already sounded like it's just free lunch. It's just that, they should call this party, that party, this party. Go through this hula hoop. The teacher too, by the way, like the teacher should, like, you know, add this on a part of their job, because I thought they were just there to teach, not feed. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, Steven.
Most of it goes to the military, do funding wars overseas. I don't think it's so crazy to say, hey, man, take 1% of that budget and make sure these kids don't go hungry. Take another 1% of that budget and take care of veterans. But, you know, like, maybe that's wrong. I just think it's crazy. It's me personally.
I wouldn't disagree with you with that, but I don't disagree with Kirk either. I mean, I don't think he should be painted as a demon for having that viewpoint.
I mean, I think it's pretty demonic to not want kids to have meals, personally. That's me.
I mean, back to his point, like, how is it that he's fighting for pro-life and shit, but, like, you know, it's just like when a kid's out and they're 4 or 5 and they're hungry at school, he's like, nah, fuck that. That shit really don't make no sense. That point right there doesn't make any sense, my guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that makes no sense. Zero. Can't be like, yo, I gotta, you know, you can't get in a A-B. But you know what? When the kid's born and he's 5 and he's hungry at school and his parents suck or whatever the situation might be, because it's not always parents suck, he shouldn't get fed, though. He got to stop, B. He got to figure it out.
Never said he didn't want kids that have meals. Is that the only conversation you've seen Abba have discussing that topic?
When he was suggested a food program to make sure that kids who can't get access to good food or decent food or have malnutrition get food, he said, no, that's fucking stupid. Let the parents do it.
Can you answer my question, though? Was that the only video did you let that video play and see what else he said in regards to that discussion?
Yeah, I played it.
Out of context, you know what I'm saying? It goes back to the out of context things. Like, yeah, you know, I know you smelled the bad milk in the carton, but did you drink it, though? Did you drink it? Did you drink the bad milk? Did you drink the chunks, too? Fucking Steven.
And what did he say?
He said that he thinks that the parents should take care of it. The state shouldn't be involved.
Pull it up right now. I'll see
you can pull it up, but that's what he said. He said the state.
Steven. Steven, don't ask him to pull up nothing, because he asked you to Google a fact and you didn't want to pull up nothing. So let's match. We ain't pulling up videos for facts. You know what I'm saying? Because the video's gonna pull up exactly what he's saying versus you ain't trying to pull up no facts. So don't pull up shit, Abba.
The state should not be involved.
No, bro, you're a victim to the same thing everybody else going through, just getting sucked in by these reels, dog. He's named all these different avenues, these different ways of children to receive food. You're just
hold up. How does a hungry kid get food?
I gave you
remember the child, dog. We talking about the child because he's not even understanding that he's like speaking about what the child should do. He's not once since he's been on this point has he mentioned, yo, the parents should do this, the child should do this. What the fuck can the child do, dog? What is the child doing, B?
One example.
What is
if
it?
If he's at school and teachers are aware of what the fuck's going on and they see a damn child coming in there looking emaciated, I don't know. I don't know what teachers, but I've seen instances where teachers step in and get the correct party involved to help said children.
Okay.
So that's like one child out of possible a school full of kids that might be going through the same issue. It goes back to like that. This shit ain't really always the teacher's jobs to do all of that all the way. Like this is why we have the services. That would take away. I think that would kind of take away from the education a little bit too. This is why you need to implement the school lunch program, because it goes back to if the kids ain't eating and they hungry, they're not able to focus and all this other shit, and then being well nourished and shit. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Stevie been outside or something? Like, I don't know, dog. Fuck was this nigga's childhood like?
So you want the state to get involved to make sure that kid gets school? You literally just like that's what you said. You want this? Do you know this?
I never said want. I said these resources are available to them.
But that's what your solution is, right?
That's
fine.
not my solution. I'm giving you the fact that there's different avenues and resources for children to get food if they need it.
Okay.
I'm not saying what I want. I'm saying what's available to them. There's no reason to starve, dog.
All right. Hey, listen.
Children.
We'll agree to disagree on this point.
We'll go children, because remember, we talking about children. Like, I'm not Allen Iverson this shit. Like, yo, we talking about children, Steven. Children. Not adults, not parents, not teenagers, children. They don't make no money. They don't know resources. We talking about children, B.
No reason for kids but statistically speaking, every year there's so many kids who are suffering from malnutrition. That's what the numbers say. We'll move on to the next point.
And there's so many people that die.
What did you just pull up?
Point. No reason for kids but statistically speaking, every year there's so many kids who are suffering from malnutrition. That's what the numbers say. We'll move on to the next point.
And there's so many people that die from car accidents, bro. Fucked up shit happens. Like, we can't save everybody. We can't save everybody, bro. Like, it is.
But just because we can't save everybody doesn't mean we don't try.
But there's avenues for them to be saved, just maybe not with this school.
Yeah, like,
what are these avenues? Has he named an avenue yet? Because just as much as well, actually, no. This is no Google Stevie, so he's not gonna actually name anything. He's just gonna say it from what he heard somebody else say or something like that, and not actually like point it out. I guess it's no fact, Stevie.
Yes, car accidents happen every year. Doesn't mean we don't try to make cars safer. Doesn't mean we don't make roads better.
And there's ways for children to get food.
Okay, man. I'm gonna disagree. I think that stance is crazy.
You don't think there's other ways for children to get food outside?
Name them,
I don't know. Have you ever been a kid? You think kids just know where to get free food?
The fuck I'm saying, yo, Abba, I bang with you, Abba. I bang with you. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Because once again, we talking about children, dog. We ain't talking about, the adults, the teenagers, you know what I'm saying, the sisters, the older brothers and shit. Like, we talking about children 9 and under. What do they know besides their parents to feed them and the adults to take care of them? What do they know, Steven? This is the point that he's trying to get to your thick-ass fucking skull.
Every day? You truly think kids know what the resources are for being a kid? I think that stance is crazy.
You don't think there's other ways for children to get food outside?
I don't know. Have you ever been a kid? You think kids just know where to get food?
Clearly, Steven just came out the womb as big-ass, buff-ass nigga that just never lived a childhood and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, did he have a silver spoon or something? Did he have a silver spoon? Because I'm like, bro.
Food every day? You truly think kids know what the resources are? Like, what are we talking about, man?
What are we talking about?
Day-to-day is, man, but maybe there's meetings or like ways that teachers can express this to children to like educate them on.
Steven, you about to piss me off, bro. We are talking about children, kids. They are 9 and under. What the fuck do they know? What can you teach a kid? What are you gonna teach a kid? Does Steven have a kid? Somebody out there help me out here. Does he have a kid? Does he make his kid go find resources and food to eat? I know there's people out there like this, dog, because I have somebody who I know who had his children working at flea markets and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's possible, child labor and shit or whatever. But, like, yo, Steven, you can't be serious right now. This dude can't be serious. I got to sit through this for another like 30 minutes, dog, 25 minutes. This is for real. This is for real. This is for real.
There's like sex reproduction type of information they get. There's like if there's a potential for a problem to be had, I'm assuming that there may be ways for schools or whomever to express these resources to kids to make them aware of it at least. Like if they come in hungry, hey, we have this available if you are hungry. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how it is, but there are different ways for children to get food. I'm just making sure off the top of my head of how that connection may occur.
Yeah, yeah. I just think in terms of a worldview, we fundamentally disagree on this topic. But it's fine. We can move on to the next topic because I don't want to laugh in circles.
Stevie's getting his ass whooped right now. I mean, shit. Like I said, I would have busted his ass too. Cause y'all hear what I'm saying before it even gets to the point. I'm just like, yo, what are you saying though? Like, we talking about children, dog. We talking about children. Yo, shout out Abba, bro. Shout out. I don't know who you are, brother, but I like what you had to say. I like what you doing here because I literally just said the same shit you've been saying. Sometimes before you get to it, sometimes a little after, or agreeing and shit. But Abba's up again. And this, what is this? The nobody has a lack of food conversation portion. Yeah, I was busting his ass, dog. Stevie got half a point, and his half a point was because it's just generalizing things, and I only gave him half a point because I'm like, I have to agree with you on that. Like I think Abba is a little wrong on thinking everybody should know who he is, but it just depends on the context of what that is. But yeah, this shit's crazy. Damn.
Yeah, but like, look, first of all, like my only issue was the manufactured narrative. And then, we got to the bottom of, like you saying, you were contextualizing it in the video. I didn't receive it as such. I mean, those are mainly the unless you have something.
No, because I think you went over some of the stuff that I had because we both watch each other's videos. Another problem I had, I think this is like and I'll pull up the clip too because this happens around because I think you said you felt I was very biased. This is a very liberal take on things. That was a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
You know what's funny about how I always I'm gonna let him finish on this, but like it's crazy how my man goes and he said this in his own video. My man's like, yo, I don't like being called a black conservative or labeled a conservative off of things that he said, but here he is doing the same thing. Do you see the hypocrisy and like the contradictions that like just people that go so hard in these party shits be sounding? Because it's both sides. Like I'm always saying, it's both sides that do this bullshit. But we on him right now. And do you see how crazy people literally do the same thing that they're doing, but won't acknowledge that they're doing it themselves? Like you literally just called him a liberal take, whatever the fuck. But you hate when people call you conservative and you say that you aren't that, but you have all these conservative type of views. So I don't understand. I don't understand you right now, Stevie, bro. You listen, dog. I used to watch your reactions and shit. I still sometimes do, but you ain't really been doing them and shit like that lately. So I ain't been watching them, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't been posting many reactions. But I used to watch your reactions, but then I started like listening to you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And this is what really bothers me is like once I started listening to you, like as you as like a person and like a human being and shit like that. You shaky right now. I'm gonna just keep screaming you shaky. Like it's really got me, you know what I mean? Like it's got me looking at you a little funny right now. And it's not even just a black and white thing. It's just like, yo, like who hurt you, my nigga? Yo, who hurt you, bro? Who hurt you, dog? Why are you so angry? Why are you so selfish? What's up? God damn.
I'll come back to that after, yeah. So when you say this is a very liberal take after like watching,
like I feel like my man got a lot of like hostility deep down inside, like a lot of anger and hatred and shit. Like you got to go heal, brother. You got to heal, dog. You got to go heal, brother.
I'll come back to that after, yeah. So when you say this is a very liberal take after like watching a good like 10 minutes of our video, and you feel like what we're saying when we're saying, hey, both got sides engaged in political violence. There's a lot of this happening right now. Why do you feel like this is a very liberal?
So it's funny. I'm with Ab on this take too, because I'm always screaming like both sides, both sides. But I've been called lib. I've been called like all this shit that I guess doesn't fit the right point of view. And I'm just like, well, why? If I'm saying exactly what he said, I'm like, we all need to be together. Like this is both sides being dirty, dirt with dirt. So Abba, I like you, dog. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you, dog. Like, I fucks with you for real. Like, you have a brain. Abba has a brain, dog.
Roller bias take.
I mean, it kind of goes to what I was saying initially, where it was like minimizing the effects of Charlie.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. He can't minimize something when he's addressing both sides, and he's holding both parties accountable. This is ridiculous.
It's tragedy and bringing up other examples to compare it to, and I can't remember.
Okay. Just to come back to that, let's say if we could contextualize it, or we couldn't do it the way we want, talk about other political violence. What would you have preferred? Do you prefer that everybody who talks about Charlie's death talks about it in a vacuum, and they just talk about him dying?
Right, like, and it goes back to what I've stated multiple times. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you lurking and smirking. What do you want people to do in regards to? Because you're like hell bent on like calling everybody demons who just simply don't either simply don't care or think that his stances are ridiculous, thinks he's a monster. Like, what do you? I feel like you want people to like homie. You know what I'm saying, y'all? You want people to like homie. You want people to agree with homie. Like, if you aren't there, then you don't see anything past it. Like, I'm glad Abba's finally getting to this point because I really want to know this. Abba, you are biased is the section here. Okay. He's about to get killed again, though, so it's whatever. I'm not worried, Abba.
Like, because you didn't like the fact that we talked about, like, all the other deaths and all that stuff, and that's fine. But, like, what would you have preferred?
No, if in that video, if I understood it as you contextualizing it, I wouldn't have a disagreement with you.
Okay.
I just feel like it was a way to minimize what happened to Kurt.
Okay.
People can say whatever they want to say.
Yeah, okay.
I watched you, I follow you, and I was just surprised by the tape.
Okay. I feel like you got a lot of right-wing bias. I feel like you call and when
I do.
Yeah.
I can agree with you.
Yeah, in the video you said that you feel like
I thought my man don't like being called a right-wing conservative type of brother. Sorry.
I do.
Yeah.
I can agree with you.
Yeah, in the video you said that you feel like the left is the emotionally driven side. Do you feel like the right is more logical?
He's about to flame him right now because he's like, yo, so you think they logical? See, y'all got to pay attention to how he's like asking these questions and the tone that he's asking them, because this little tone, and each time you go to the camera, like, yeah, so you said this, right? Like, once he's like, oh, you said this, he's flaming them with some sort of fact right quick. He's about to get him. Watch this.
You said the left is more emotional, so I feel like you think the right is more logical.
Yeah.
So explain this logic to me,
So you don't
Steven.
feel like the right engages in a lot of hysteria or a lot of emotionality?
Yeah, they do.
Do you feel?
I think a valid, I guess, a label for the left. I mean, with the whole different nuance, there's much more nuances in
He's like, I'm about to flame your shit, B.
Man. Outside of like racism and racism, I feel like the right gets crazy extremists with racism and like transphobia or whatnot, man. But there's just lots of spectrums to perspectives and different ways of looking at life and mental health type of.
What in the Donald Trump circle is this motherfucker running around right now? I feel like he just tried to spin zone me and I almost fell for it. What did he do?
Transphobia or whatnot, man. But there's just lots of spectrums to perspectives and different ways of looking at life and mental health type of things that derive mentally and emotionally from the left, which is propagated mostly on, all I see is on social media, bro. That doesn't appear as much on the right. It's usually like a nationalist.
And goes back to like Stevie's algorithms go to what they go to. You know what I'm saying? It's an algorithm game for Steven.
Or some white supremacist or, some anti-gay that's out here doing the utmost.
Yeah. Okay.
There's not a lot of conversations as far as, gender dysphoria. That's a mentally emotional type of conversation that, is very relevant. The whole LGBTQ thing, and you get children involved and all, it's much more nuanced, much more layered. The right wing is much simple. It's more based on traditions and values, and then you got motherfuckers that are super traditional and super values, and that's when it gets hateful.
Come on, Steven.
Do you think that traditions and values are logic based?
Ha 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 ha.
It's a twofold. Some of it is based on religion, but then like you can apply logic to it. You know what I mean? Because it's been a tradition because something has worked for so long, right? So if it's working, we built this logic to know it works this way. We sustained the quality of life for this long, so we know based on our tradition that this thing works. And then when we take lots of take tradition and values away, we have this mess we're in right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I'd fundamentally disagree with that. People have done certain things for thousands of years, from human sacrifices to all kinds of really fucked up
With no
traditions.
logic.
I mean, I'm focusing here in America. I mean, there's no perfect way of doing things, bro. But I think I'm
See that deflection be crazy. Yo, the Stevens deflection game is wild, B. He a true right winger, dog, because that's what they like to do is deflect a lot. That's the one thing if I'm gonna split and do the split game right now, from what I've noticed is the right wingers love the deflection. They love the deflect game. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? The sky's blue and shit, but like, what about when it's cloudy and shit? Like
People have done certain things for thousands of years, from human sacrifices to all kinds of really fucked up
more facts,
traditions.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm focused. I'm
See, it's more facts over feelings right now. You know what I'm saying? That's lots more facts. You know what I'm saying? This is facts over feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like Stevens more on feelings. Abba's coming with the facts. I hope y'all heard that because I was moving the mic around and shit. But
focusing here in America. I mean, there's no perfect way of doing things, bro. But I think I'm the simpler the better, man. There's not room for extra bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot more crazy things going on because we've opened up the gates. And
my man really think that this dude's situation like really opened up like how bad this world's been. Like he acted like this is just opened up the floodgates and shit. Like who is this nigga, man? Who's Stevie these days, dog? Like did he know him? Was this his mans? Was they homies? What he doing?
We scale it back, and I'm not talking about nationalism, white supremacy, whatever, man. People can do what they want to do. But when you let everybody just follow their feelings and follow their heart and do what they want to do and don't apply any logic, then problems arise.
Do you think faith in religion is logical?
No.
Right, but that's what a lot of the right is driven by, no? And to be honest with you, I don't think everything about religion is necessarily logical. There's plenty of laws and rules in there that are good principles to have in everyday life. But I just reject this notion.
I'm not religious. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you made the assertion that you feel like the left is more emotional. But I would argue that if you are, very religious, that a lot of that is based in emotion. It's based in faith. It's based in ideas. This idea that lefties are all emotional, but righties are more lefties are more emotional and righties are more logical. It's just like, I think it's a very
phrasing it that way is making it much more extreme than what I was trying to convey. Just think that the label of emotional is more along the lines of the left than the right. Right? I'm not out here saying every lefty is a lunatic. I understand the stigma or whatnot. I'm not.
Yeah, I personally think the problem is that you're demonizing the idea of emotionality, and especially in the way that the left might express it. But I think being emotional in healthy doses is very, very good. And much of the way that the right expresses it, if done well, can also be very, very good. But this idea, you almost made it like a critique that the left is more emotional. But in my head, I'm like, well, just today, right? Or yesterday, during the memorial, I watched Charlie Kirk's wife give a speech. It was hyper emotional. It was very faith-based. There wasn't necessarily logic to it all the time, but it was still very beautiful. It was very moving. And that sense of emotionality is something that I appreciate. I just think sometimes...
I would too, but I think problems derive from the right and the left when the right does... I'm only focused on the bad things. That's what we focus on, right? If it's good, who cares? Everything's working. But the bad, there's an argument to be made that when bad shit goes awry, it's because people's emotional connection or just mentally unstableness to how they align.
Sure, I would agree with that.
All I'm saying with the left, there's more opportunity for error because of so many different ways you can go about this, man. Like just quantitatively, right? There's much more margin for error emotionally with the left because of everything that the left has going on. The right is simple.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I disagree with that characterization, but I understand what you're getting at. But that's fine. I think that's okay. I think this is the last point that I really wanted to bring up. Let's see here, because I just want to make sure I kind of get to everything, just so that we can close out this up on a decent note. At one point during the thing, and I appreciated the fact that we mentioned the fact that most political violence happens on the right. And you said, I need to fact check that. You looked it up. I want to ask you, when you looked it up, what did you see?
More right-wing violence.
Right. And when I brought
Looking
this
like
up, a lot of people had a negative reaction. They didn't believe it. They said, violence is very left-wing. I know you didn't. And I appreciate the fact that you looked it up.
You know what's crazy is that, like, the numbers are all there, dog. Like, we be seeing this shit, dog. It's just that, once again, when you argue with people online, they know they just online typing with their fingertips and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not arguing with real people in these situations sometimes. So it's like, once again, my man said I don't need to Google nothing. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the problem with society, is that nobody want to go Google nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to go check the facts. Everybody wants to just be presented something that fits how they feel, and then that's it. And that's a big problem in society overall. We got to talk about that a lot more too. We can't just be going off of the headlines and the context of things. And we're all guilty of it. Let's just say that right now. We're all guilty of it. But with serious matters and things like this, we gotta do the homework. But clearly a lot of people don't like to do the homework, like Steven here. Steven doesn't like to do his homework.
Because a lot of people would be very disingenuous and won't even do that. A lot of the political discourse right now is in the direction that I was telling you about earlier, which is like framing the left as the more political, violent party. Even though it's not true, this is going viral everywhere. But none of the numbers.
Commander-in-Chief is saying it.
Curious, from your perspective, why do you think that perspective is out there?
Because Kirk just got killed by the left.
Okay.
Goes back to you're playing with the narrative here. Like, whatever, man. I'm going to leave this one alone.
I think if it was different and some white supremacists, put another Charleston, we'd be seeing the same thing in the other way. Because it happened. Like, we got the right got, labeled as racist and all that. Another white supremacist out here killing a bunch of, I mean? I think it's more, I think this is the more, I don't call it viral, but it went viral. This event had the most attention towards it because of the nuance that came with it, man. But I think every time an extremist or act of terror comes and we figure out who did it, we're going to blame that side until something else happens.
Got you. And this is the last thing I want to talk to you about. Actually, the last one. At 3:58, you said, and I think you've repeated this, you said, ain't no talking to them, nothing needs to be said, they need to be controlled. You were talking about people who were engaging in political violence, or the people, or the evil people who were like celebrating, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, these evil people,
Sharon,
dog.
You've seen that despicable shit, bro. Like, ain't no talking to them.
Yeah.
Shit,
do you
shit, nigga, ain't no talking to you sometime either, because you don't like to Google nothing, my nigga. You ain't liking to fact check. You said, listen, I don't want to Google nothing, Steven. I ain't about to Google nothing, Steven over here, B. You ain't Mr. Google's, dog. You Mr. Feelings.
Okay. Well, this will be the last point. So, what would you want to do with these people? Because, like, in the video, you went kind of wild. You said, hey, these people need to be exiled. You said they need to be decapitated. I was like, damn.
I was giving everybody.
You sounded just like homie.
Good and that feels the type of way to feel heard in what I was trying to voice, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if something violent happened to them, if they lost their job, if they lost their freedom, like, 'cause that's literally evil, bro. We don't got no time for evil. There's literally no talking to them. So we just expect them to just like simmer down and not continue their evil.
Damn, man, you gonna make me the most like lip cook person in the world right now. I'm a disagree with you. I think people who do evil things aren't necessarily evil. I think sometimes they're hurt. I think sometimes they are in a really bad place. I think sometimes these are folks that, and it's almost ironic too, because I do believe that people should be punished for the things that they do and they should suffer those consequences, but I don't think they're irredeemable. Labeling someone evil, I think, is a way for us to look at something and then simplify it. But the reality is that things are complex. People are complex, and the reason why they get to that place is very difficult. There's plenty of people who were white supremacists or part of horrible gangs and came back from it. There's plenty of people who advocated for racism and different horrible things and came back from it. Same thing on the left side.
They better get back from it before it's too late. That's all I'm saying, because I ain't got time to care about why they are that they are. If you spitting evil, you saying some evil shit, you get the fuck out of here. Like, ain't no talking to you. And if something bad happens to you because you fucking spit on Kirk's grave, or you up here acting like you got shot in front of a fucking memorial, bro. Like, I could care less. You know what I mean? Like, if hopefully you have a intervention or a coming to God moment, then you can be saved. But before that, nah. And then I'm not Christian. I'm not no holier than thou motherfucker.
Fair.
Yeah, man. I know people may receive that wrong, dog. But like, you fuck around and find out. Hopefully you figure that shit out before you find out.
I agree. I would just say, labeling people evil is
Generalizing and
just
labeling.
a blanket term to be able to just cut off any kind of sense of personhood in there. And like I said,
I don't consider them people. So
you don't consider them people?
Nah, I'm not. I don't even have a discussion with you because and at the end of the day, I know. Especially at this point, dog. At this point, bro, with the whole Kirk situation, bro, I dropped a video on this shit, dog. Like, I've lost faith in humanity at this point after seeing how people address this problem. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what bothers me about that is like you ain't lose faith in humanity when people was Trayvon in when dudes was doing what they was doing. Like, is it because he was a figure that you liked and looked up to, and these were just like how he said, your regular old black folks and shit. You know what I mean? Like, is that why? You know what I mean? Like, I just need to understand that portion of it. Like, you real Samuel Jackson on this move with this right now, but it's like, and I see it in you. You like it really got you, and I get it. But to your points and to the contradiction of it, it's like, bro, like this is happening all together. Why is it got to be just this whole thing? Like, what made this be the one for you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I dropped a video on this shit, dog. Like, I've lost faith in humanity at this point after seeing how
I know you've
people
seen the other shit
address this problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
I mean, shit. People address this problem on the right side the same way. Since we talking about logic and rationality and shit like that, like, what are we doing, Steven?
I am, mentally, like, emotionally tied to my stance in this regard, dog. Like, I could care less about why you feel the way you feel.
But that's why I'm saying this to you. You can't be emotional about this and let it govern you, because that's why you get into the bad spot. Because I need you to understand, you saying this is the exact same stuff that leads to the other people looking at Kirk and saying he's an evil person. And when someone is just evil, killing them is no problem. When someone is evil, you justify the murder.
I understand what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying, dog. And prior to Kirk, I probably would have sided with you. But it is what it is at this point.
But you're being emotional, though.
Hey, I'm not gonna be the fucking better person. Bro, I tweeted it, dog. When I saw,
I'm not asking you to be the better person. I'm asking you to be logical. I'm asking you to be principled. I'm asking you not to be emotional.
But look, check this out. Logically.
Yeah. That thing that right wingers do.
Right. I was about to say. That thing that you just said the right wingers do, bro. Facts. Y'all bang with Abba. Abba's get myself. Yo, fuck that. I get myself right now, dog. Homie, get myself right now. I don't know what you be doing, what you be talking about, but you just torched this guy, man. I like what you got to talk about, bro. Shout out to you on that, bro. You got my sub on that, B. Because you cooked, homie, man. You basically hold on to all the points that I said, dog. I need the subs, too. I need some subs like that, too, B. No, I'm playing. I don't really care about all that. It would be nice, but, yo, Steve, you getting cooked, homie. Abba's busting your ass.
Logically, it still wouldn't even make sense because ain't no talking to them. Like, there's no point in me
ain't
having
no
a
talking to
conversation
you.
with somebody
That's
gone
not
like
true,
that.
man. That's not true.
It is,
you know
bro.
how many
It is.
people?
You know it is true, Abba. You know why? It's true because that's what he's doing, and that's what he's been doing this whole interview. So it stands true. He just don't see that it applies to him as well, too. And you giving him the time of day to have this discussion with him. Because once again, I think you know this as well, brother. If a brother's not willing to go fact check, which if he said that, I'm just willing to understand that he barely fact checks. I mean, I'm just judging a book by its cover. But if you're willing to not fact check in the middle of a debate, or if somebody asks you to fact check, I'm not gonna Google nothing. But then you knew you had to ask your chat to do it. I think that's a weak move. I think you should have went and did that shit yourself. Fuck running to your chat. Fuck that.
People were talked out of killing people. Do you know how many people who had?
I'm talking about this instance right here, and I'm basing this anecdotally from the people that I've spoken with that are so misinformed, but they're unwilling to even entertain the idea that things are not the way that they believe them to be. Right? There's no talking to them. So logically, it is what it is. You sealed your fate. So why am I going to sit here and give you the benefit of the doubt and try to kumbaya with it? Or what's the source of your problem, dog? Why'd you get misled? No, fuck that, bro. Stay over there.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree with the idea that there's no talking to them. There's plenty of people who've talked away from extremism. It happens all the time. I mean, there's a guy, what was the black dude who goes up to Ku Klux Klan members and literally talks them out of, fucking white supremacy. He talks them out of it.
Yeah,
there's plenty of people who do that.
I really think this situation is a one-off, because I'd expect the KKK to be that way, but the flooding of just random people out here saying the most sadistic shit, like I've never seen anything. Like, what would you compare this situation to that you've seen since you've been walking the God's green earth?
What would I compare? What situation?
What's there's nothing to compare it to, bro.
Compare what? What?
Like the response, the demonic, the evil responses people have had to it, shitting on his grave, cussing him out, fuck Kirk and his mom and his
bro.
Burn.
I was on social media enough to see shit, man. Like a couple days after Trayvon Martin was dead, motherfuckers had a trend that went viral for to say that it was called Trayvoning.
This is what thank you. I'm glad that he brought this up, because I'd be asking the same shit. Like, you so stuck on this. Was you sleep under a rock? Was you just born in fucking 2020? Was you cloned in 2020 or something, bro? Like, this is what I'm saying. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not black. I'm Stevie. Okay.
Would stay there and lay in the exact same position as how he was killed.
Or the George Floyd neck shit, you know what I'm saying? Or fucking buying Skittles and signing autographs of Skittles, bro. Like, what are we talking about, Steven? Thank you, Abba. What are we talking about, B? I said that shit earlier, but like, what are we saying, dog?
The same thing with George Floyd. Remember after he died, a motherfucker sat on the floor.
Don't forget to like the video to
and
subscribe, dog.
Take these pictures. Look it up. I ain't even.
Nigga said I didn't see. Yo, you seen that shit, nigga? You seen that shit? Shut your ass up.
Position as how he was killed. They did the same thing with George Floyd. Remember after he died, a motherfucker sat on the floor while someone had their neck, and they would take these pictures. Look it up. I ain't even make it up. You can find these things. There's so many examples of people laughing at people dying because they didn't like them and they didn't like.
I'm mad Albert didn't bring up signing Skittles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Signing the Skittles and all that, dog. Fuck, yo, Stevie acting real brand new. He acting brand new as shit. And then you know what's funny? You know how he lying? Cause how you gonna talk about defending George Floyd at the time? Cause remember, he made his old videos already talking about how he like defended the point on the George Floyd shit and was talking about the police shit. So you clearly was seeing what was going on online. But now you didn't see it now? Fuck out of here, bro.
What they stood for. That happens all the time, and these aren't even political people. These aren't even political people.
It was at this scale. It was at this scale.
It might not have been to this scale in terms of virality.
Yes, it was. It all was going viral and shit. Yes, it was. It was doing the same thing, bro. The same thing. Stop it. Stop it, Steven. Stop it.
I'll agree with you there, but I'm just saying people celebrate death. It happens. Paul Pelosi, that was another example. He was
just celebrated Hulk Hogan.
He was a 67-year-old man, and a lot of people were hashtagging and laughing about his death, and they were saying,
I give you the one-offs. Like I'm not gonna say
there's no one-off, Steven.
Nobody's out here doing it, but
my man says the one-offs like he ain't just named 5 or 6 situations like this. Like, it happens, B. Like what I say, it happens in Pay the Full, dog. You know what I'm saying? People get hit up every day, B. You know what I'm saying? Things happen every day, dog. Like, we've seen this is nothing but a rerun, but because it fits one side and people don't like it, it's different. But it was okay for those. I'm pretty sure those same millions of people was Trayvon, and then they was doing the whole fucking what was it, the George Floyd shit? Like, they was all doing it, dog. Not all. Let me not say all, but I'm pretty sure a lot of them people that's mad about this shit and people doing that was doing that. That's all I gotta say.
It was way too many this time, bro. There's way too many this time, and I was surprised. Don't shit surprise me about the fucking world, and I was extremely surprised to see that amount of fucking. There's nothing I can categorize, label it as outside of fucking evil. Of people that I didn't fucking expect, even people that I know personally, brother, I didn't even think had that type of shit in them, is out here celebrating a man's death that way. When they got close to home for me, that's when the fucking opened the doors for me, bro.
Yeah, but that's my point. I get how you feel. I get the whole, like the sensation of like, this world is a dark place and like we can't even negotiate with it.
I'm not even gonna say the world's a dark place. I'm just saying that.
Well, you said you had no hope, so that's why I'm saying that. When you say you have no hope,
I'm saying there's no hope for these motherfuckers. You may give them hope. I'm not. They can burn.
Okay.
I care less.
I just, if you can take away one thing is, you know what I mean, what you was telling me earlier. You know what I mean? You you can't approach the world's problem from a hyper emotional place, and that's what you're doing right now.
Can't
You're
wash
letting
dirt
the
with dirt,
passion
D.
and the emotion of the moment go.
That's what I've been screaming the whole time. I bang with Abba, dog. I've been screaming the same sentiment. I just, people don't know me like that yet. You know what I'm saying? People don't know me like that. But like I said, you can't be washing this dirt with dirt. My man can't be generalizing things from a personal place and just from his point of view and his vision. My man has to have the full definition of empathy, dog. He's got to feel, he's got to understand it, dog. Like you can't just half-ass it, dog.
And how you're viewing the world. Yes, you are.
You misquoting me, bro. You misquoting me, dog.
I'm
saying there is emotion tied to it, bro. I'm a human being. I'm not a fucking machine. You know what I'm saying? But I told you, the reason why I feel comfortable having this perspective on it is because logically I know that there's no way to talk these people out of it, right? So logic.
That's not even a logical point. You don't know anything. You don't know what you could do with somebody if you actually have a conversation with them, and if you actually have something valid to stand on. Like, you don't know that logically, huh? My man's using the word logic, but like doing it all wrong. Like, there's no logic in that. You don't know that.
That's
a waste of time. That's a waste of effort for what?
Wait, but what is this logic? I don't understand. What's the logic though? What's this logic? This logic that you can't talk people out of extremism.
Yeah, there's no talking to them, bro. There's no talking to any of these extremists, these evil motherfuckers out.
Y'all hope somebody can clip what I just did just now, because like, yo, I would have torched them, dog. I would have torched them with the same thing. Because this is easy. This is easy work. Stevie, easy work. A conversation with Stevie, easy work, dog. I done watched Stevie get turned over a couple of times in a couple of conversations, because there's a few of y'all out there be like, yo, watch the Stevie Knight interview with Adam Calhoun. He got turned over in that shit too, over a word that he was offended over. I can promise you that ain't happening to me. I'm not even offended, but I can just promise you that's just not happening. But torch them, dog.
Of their frame of mind until they take their own journey to do it. I'm not gonna sit here wasting my time trying to take them out when they not ready to have that conversation.
See, if you're not willing or you're not interested in that discussion,
you're part of the
that's
problem.
Fine. But saying that there's no way to talk people out of forms of extremism.
Yeah, there is a way. I'm just saying I'm not signing up for it. You can. I'm not.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's personal preference.
Okay, but
personal
that's
preference.
very different. If you're saying there is a way and these
but
people
that's mighty ironic though, because you're on your platform where like you're doing this, so it's like you might as well kind of do it, like, unless you want to use your platform to push the narrative that I've been watching you push, which is, everybody's a demon that don't agree with the whole situation, and everybody's a leftist or demonic or whatever. Because, you having this discussion here, but we've been watching your videos, Steven. We've been watching your videos. We know what's going on. You and I know what's going on.
Then by definition, they're not evil. They're just in an evil space right now.
Bro, you come on, dog.
You have to admit, if you can talk people, but think about that. Hold up. It's logical.
Stevie don't know how to really talk to people. Stevie, if he's flustered or if they don't agree with his point, he don't know how to really work around that. We watched the whole hour of this. I'm Stevie's conscious.
Hold on.
You got it.
Hold on.
You know what the fuck I mean.
But you see the logic though. I'm just trying to say, if you're telling me it is possible to redeem these people, then that means by definition they are not evil. That's just what that means. Now, they may be engaging in evil. They may be doing horrible things, and they should be punished for that.
Let me rephrase it for you.
It's important because words matter.
Let me rephrase it for you, make Abba feel better. Every motherfucker engaged in evil can burn.
Okay.
Sick.
I hope you guys burn, and you guys are reborn through the Phoenix. You guys come back as better people. All right. I'm not the most forgiving person. I think after watching,
I know you.
I'm not. But I'll tell you what changed me. I'll tell you what this Charlie Kirk. I'll tell you the Charlie Kirk situation changed me, because I think watching his wife on that stage was probably the single most powerful political moment I've ever seen, maybe ever.
Yeah.
And I think I'm an agnostic person. I'm not religious, but it really was beautiful to me. And, whatever political differences I might have, for her to, she was the only person I saw that embodied like the best parts about religion. Everyone else, they wear it as like a veneer, and they're very hateful online. But like truly, she reminded me of the religious people I've met before that were amazing. And I think if she can learn to forgive and try to see the decent in people, then I think I want to try. I want to be better.
Do you think she really meant that? I think it's a political move. I don't think she really meant it.
I I'm with Stevie on that
think
one.
When I listened to her, it felt.
I'm with Stevie there.
genuine,
It felt different to me.
I also believed that she really wanted to say that because
Stevie got another half a point. He got another half a point on that. You get half a point.
she was the only person that night who spoke like that. She could have joined the whole chorus of people and been very political about the whole thing, but she chose a very Christian and a like core Christian message. And I think I want to celebrate that. So I'm trying to be a bit better.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about people calling the memorial like a nationalist convention?
I mean, a lot of it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest, because it takes away from her moment, and she's the most important person there.
Skip that shit.
But all the other people who got up on stage, even Trump, I thought Trump was disrespectful, to be honest. He's saying like, I disagree with her. I hate my opponents. Like, why would you say that at that man's
Can't
memorial?
wash dirt with dirt,
when his
B.
wife said what she said. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? If the wife is not going to say it, how dare you say some shit like that? But I don't even want to make it about that because I'm probably going to cover it and I'm probably just going to talk about her message. Because, like, I couldn't believe he said that shit after her. And I feel like it took away from her moment with hatred. And it's just like, I don't know. Like,
that's a washing dirt with dirt type of party. That's why. That's what type of party that is.
Why? And
It's a dirty party.
I hated
Trump. No, Trump was being Trump. You would expect him to say. I expected him to say that shit, bro. Trump is just he a dog.
Bro, but that shit was like, you got to be.
Praise that bullshit.
Fuel to the flame.
Yeah,
He's a
you gotta
dog.
be sociopathic to use that man's memorial for that, though. Like, is there no line? Are you gonna literally sit?
There ain't nothing doggish or doggy about that, Stevie. But once again, you got shit all fucked up and backwards anyway. So I guess you find that wavy. But all right, sissified. That's a sissified move if you ask me. Can't back that one, Stevie. Deduct a point.
At his grave to do his speech, like, I don't know. To me, it's just kind of like there's I don't know. That was crazy. If that's my funeral and people are doing that, bro, I hope I come back as a ghost and kill everybody.
Man, if motherfuckers at my funeral, they better be on some Trump shit. If I got shot like Kirk did, motherfuckers better. I don't want no kumbaya. I don't want nobody forgiving shit.
Fair. If that's you, I agree. If that's your message, that's not Kirk's message. That's not his wife's message. You got to respect the family that you're out there. It's their memorial, not mine, not yours. You know what I mean? Like, I could never, like, you think about this, man. All the people laughing at fucking Charlie Kirk's death and all that. That's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Now, how about using his fucking funeral so you can push your political message that's against the wife and the widow?
Big fact.
I understand the perspective.
But he's a dog,
I
though.
mean,
He's a
to
dog.
me, that was kind of disgusting. I ain't gonna lie.
I get it.
He's a dog for
but
it,
anyways,
though.
you know what I'll say that I just
Stevie
want to,
nasty, huh?
I don't want to leave it on that note. Like I said, I thought her speech was beautiful, and if I could leave on any note,
It's
like,
funny. I'll leave
try
it
to
on
be
this
better.
note.
So I'm definitely going to use that as a little bit of inspiration. Forgiveness, and even for Charlie, may not have liked the dude's politics, but he didn't deserve that for sure. And that shit, what happened to him, was disgusting. And I hope that we really can stem the tide of political violence, because I think where we're going is a dark place.
You think that we can stem the tide of political violence? You really think that?
I think if you and I and a lot of people who engage in political discourse try to be better, try to be more civil, try to be more forgiving, try to be understanding of each other, I think we can set a decent example. I can't guarantee that we're going to do it, but we should try. I think we should try.
Stevie don't want to try. You see his face, bro. He don't want to try, dog. He want to keep the narrative going because it fits what's going right now. It fits what's going. If you talk that real shit about that, what you going for, Abba? Yeah, he ain't going for it because he don't believe that. I don't think he believes that.
How can we complain about the outcome? We gave up and we gave in. So I'm
believe
gonna
it.
try to be better. I'm gonna try to be better, and I'm gonna try to set an example.
We ain't giving up.
Then that means you can't call these people evil. That's what that means.
Look. We ain't giving up. I'm drawing a line in the motherfucking sand, bro. Like I say, fuck the right and left. Fuck all that shit, bro. We over here. You know what I mean? And if you're engaged in evil right now, you better come to your senses.
See, what's crazy is that it's been nobody's making fun of homie like that anymore and doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody's really doing all that anymore. So that's why I'm like, this whole regurgitating the good versus evil thing, like he don't have nothing to stand on with that. You know what I'm saying? And this just shows in this whole debate that they had, like he doesn't have much.
It's coming. That's the type of time I'm on.
Okay. All right.
That's the type
What's
of time
coming,
I'm
bro?
All right, man. Well, listen,
I feel like he got a WWE intro video somewhere where he's like, yeah, all right, guys, y'all done pissed me off today, dog. Like, all y'all right wingers and I feel like he got a video in a tuck somewhere. He just ain't posted yet.
I think
on. It was cool though, bro.
it was cool. I'm glad that we got to disagree loudly. And like, listen,
What up, Court?
I promise you, my
Appreciate
opinion
you.
hasn't changed at all. I like to disagree. I still disagree with a lot of people, even my own friends.
Yeah, but we should be able to disagree and not have vitriol for each other, bro. And that's the biggest problem we have right now. People disagree, and then people get killed for it.
Yeah. If you want to wonder why I'm
don't.
moving like this, the last thing I want to do is get shot while we doing this stream. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all not going to catch me slipping. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Bobbing and weaving. No snipers getting me. You know what I'm saying? I might be by a
That's
window,
wild.
but fuck that. But I'm sure you ain't got no window by your screen.
No, I got a big ass fucking window right here.
Okay. Hey, bob and weave, brother. You playing with fire.
I stay holding though, bro. I'm very gun friendly. Real shit. Like this cowboy hat. Don't get it twisted, bro. Like this cowboy hat is just
It's not bulletproof?
Nah, but I get the gun. I got the gun on me right now.
You're not
supposed
gonna be
to
the
disclose
sniper,
this,
bro.
bruh?
You're not one of them cowboys.
Yeah.
You
All right,
can't
bro, listen,
disclose this,
I'm
brother.
the stream, but
right, big
thank you
dog.
so much, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, peace.
Yes, sir.
Might have to take a sip after that. We got to listen to the end credits and shit.
I was
All right. My thoughts and everything on that interview. I mean, very good dialogue, very good conversation. I will definitely say that I stood with Abba on his points all the way through. As you listened, I gave Abba most of the credit in this debate. I gave Stevie a half a point, which his only point was on Abba's, where he tried to make it seem like everybody knew who Kirk was and that he was Christian, which I disagree with. I don't think everybody did know that. I mean, somebody in the chat typed and said, I keep up with him, and I didn't know. So that's one example out of probably many, but I was giving Stevie half a point on that, but they was kind of arguing two different points within that. As far as just kind of this overall breakdown of what they debated, like, Stevie didn't have much. You know what I'm saying? Stevie didn't have much, and we knew that he didn't have much once he was asked to Google facts. You know what I'm saying? He chose not to. He didn't choose not to. He stated, I'm not about to Google nothing, which then entails for a listener like myself or anybody who's first listening is like, oh, so you don't even fact check, which anybody who don't want to Google nothing is just clearly just doesn't fact check, like, especially if you're trying to have a conversation and debate points and you're trying to make your point. So that exposed Stevie to me as somebody who doesn't really have many facts versus feelings. And, once again, your feelings is okay, but when we talking about facts, you can't have your feelings involved with the facts. You know what I mean? But he got cooked, I would say, on the 4 or 5 talking points I think they had in this. I think Abba got him at least, 4 to 1 type of shit. Like, it wasn't even close as far as, like, Stevie made any sense in any of his points. I mean, especially the highlighting part in regards to just fucking children and hunger and school lunches and stuff. Like, that conversation, that part made me throw my hat. I don't even got my hat on anymore. That made me throw the hat off because that was absurd. That was literally the craziest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. Like, and the fact that he wasn't even letting his brain comprehend the fact that, like, he's focusing on children. Like, Abba was getting him. Abba was getting him up. He was doing the rope-a-dope and running circles on him. And it just didn't look good. You know what I mean? And it kind of, you get a little insight on people's characters in this, you know what I'm saying? And, like, where I conclude that is, like, his character is clearly somebody who wants to be in this combative, like, frame and state of things where the world is. And Abba seems like a guy who, similar to me, where I'm like, yo, we got to come together. We got to stop, side clicking up while these people are up there laughing at us. It's a bigger picture than that. And I think that's what Abba was trying to point out throughout their discussions, which I don't think Stevie was catching at all. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, because he's headstrong. You know what I'm saying? This dude's a headstrong dude, and he's only going to believe on what he believes in. Like, while saying that other people stand on what they stand on and that they're wrong for that. And also saying that he's more logical, but he didn't show a lot of logic thinking in this debate or the discussion conversation, especially at the end. Like, he even tried to get it on a peaceful level, and he's still like, nah, like, it's gonna be fuck them and F this. And, like, you see it, he's kept slipping up by pointing out right and left situation. It's like, my guy, like, It's a lot bigger than that. But Stevie has a generalization problem too. You know what I mean? He's got a big issue with that, and that's just whatever. But overall, I really did like that discussion. I'm mad that I didn't catch it in real time, but life is how it is with that. Respect to both them brothers. Like, I don't really agree with anything that Stevie's like standing for at this moment in time. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Everything that I've been listening to or seeing or hearing how he's talking, it seems like nasty work. Stevie been doing a lot of nasty work in recent time, and like as somebody who's been a fan of his page, and once again, I don't think I'm an unsub. I give him a side eye now. He a side eye guy. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those like, you know, I'm looking at him like I'm not black, I'm Stevie right now. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it is. I'm not black, I'm Stevie to me. That's just how I'm viewing it. It's no knock. Like, you know what I'm saying? OJ said it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not black, I'm OJ. I still love OJ. You know what I'm saying? I still got love for OJ. I still got love for my brothers, my black and brown brothers out here, even if they got these wild ass opinions and shit. But you know, that's just what it is, man. Like I said, Abba got that. You know what I mean? Abba definitely got that shit. He busted ass on that. Stevie ain't had nothing for him, man. He ain't had nothing for him whatsoever. That shit was nuts.
So let's get started. So Stevie, you watched.
I didn't think it was gonna be that bad. I had some other shit, but to be honest with y'all, after watching that, I don't even think I need to really like listen to this dude anymore. As far as everything that he has to say. Actually, I don't really care. I'll just watch this on my own time if I feel like it. I don't even care about him being a sellout to black people or ABBA still talking about me, because I seen what I needed to see. I know what I know now. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I don't need to see any more Stevie things in regards to this conversation. Like I said, I just wanted to just catch this because it was still big in discussion and stuff. But yeah, on that note, we're going to leave out on this one, man. We're going to leave out right here, dog. Here we go. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. This shit's been fun. It's been a great time. This is the story of Stevie right now. This might be the story of Stevie. I don't know. I got a lot of things right now. Stevie. Damn, Steven. Why you do me like this, Steven? Why you do this? I really need to understand why you did this to yourself, Steven. Because, Steven, you need to know one thing. Yeah, it is. This is what you need to understand, Steven.
Light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, po nigga, house nigga, feel nigga.
Still Steven. You're still Steven.
I like that second one.
I like the whole thing, Steven.
Light nigga, dark nigga, faux nigga, real nigga, rich nigga, po nigga, house nigga, feel nigga.
Still Steven. You still Steven. Steven like, I'm not black, I'm Steven. Okay.
House nigga, don't fuck with me. I'm a feel nigga with Sean Cutlery.
And on that note, y'all, I think I'm definitely about to be out after that. You know what I'm saying? That was a fun time. That's crazy, man. Damn, Stevie. Well, shout out to both them brothers either way. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all evening. This was fun. We out. Peace.